Hello, everybody.
Are we on?
We are on,
We are on.
and we have people that are here, like Brad.
Yes.
Hey, Brad, how are you? Hope
And
all is well.
Munin is there.
And we got Kay Munin. Hey, Kay
Mhm.
Munin, how are you? And we got Raccoon Eyes in the
Uh-huh.
building. Great to see you. Thank all of y'all for dropping by and hanging out with us for a while.
Blue Splash.
Yeah, Blue Splash. Hope y'all had a very
Hmm.
uneventful week. Josh is always free.
He's
Haven't seen
free.
you in a minute there, Josh, but we're glad that you're still free. And how are you guys coming along with the anime I recommended? Any that you both enjoy? We're still on Ninja Scroll. We have I told you before, we found two out of all the
Uh-huh.
ones that you gave us, only two of them were free for us to watch.
Yeah.
So we're on Ninja Scroll right now. We got that Rekka something another and another one. I can't
Rika.
remember Rika and another one. So we're watching Ninja Scroll right now, and
Hmm.
we actually watched that tonight. So after this, we'll watch the next two episodes of that.
Yeah.
And that's coming along pretty good.
Hmm.
It's coming along. At first it was kind of like weird, but I mean it was still kind of weird, but it was like, okay, I don't know about all this. But we kept going, and it's decent. Hey, Danny,
Yeah,
how are
so we
you?
got Danny. Who else we got? We've got
We got Just
Just
Jeff.
Jeff,
We got
Austin,
Austin.
Metro,
Yeah.
Robert Online,
Mm-hmm.
and Renard is
Oh
here as
no,
well.
hey. Oh, I
You
skipped
skipped
our
over.
orange fonts. Yes, Robert, we got orange. We're gonna
Yeah.
mix it up. Hi there. Just wanted to say that Open by Chance makes YouTube a little bit
We
better.
try.
Thank you. Thank you.
We
Thank you.
try. It
We
ain't
do.
easy. And
And hey,
Gilgamesh is here.
Gilgamesh, how are you?
It ain't easy to make YouTube better. YouTube,
No.
YouTube is, like all social media, it's got its toxicity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Just like everything in
just
life.
like everything in life.
But
See if I can
we
get that
do
adjusted.
what we can. We try to bring some lightheartedness to the week
Yes.
after a long week of whatever you had going on. Try to bring some lightheartedness, talk about something else, keep your mind off of things for a little while.
Yeah.
You know,
A little while.
that's all you
This
can
is
do.
our sanctuary, our fortress of solitude, as it were. Oh,
LA Comic Con
Munin is
exclusive.
saying,
Wow, they got pops at Marshall's.
yeah, everybody's got pops. They
Oh,
had pops at the at the FedEx store. Remember, Federal Express
yeah,
store
yeah, yeah. That
had
was
pops.
one that we had went to a while back.
They're all over the place. It's
Mm.
like roaches, but
That is pretty bad
yeah,
there, K Munin.
they piled up. And Jeff says, "What did Jeff say? You skipped it. Any thoughts of the figure obscure of Frankenstein's monster? Figure obscure of Frankenstein's monster. I'm not sure if I saw that one.
I don't know.
I'm not sure if I saw that one.
Hey, Pastor, how are you?
Lee Bishop
Yes.
Senior
Mm-hmm. Pastor Bishop
joining us here this
is
evening.
joining us, and we thank y'all for coming again. Hope y'all had a very uneventful week. If it was eventful, hopefully it was pleasant events. Nothing that gave you too much of a headache, kept you up at night, stressed you out.
And next weekend we will not be doing this.
No,
No, we
next
will be
week,
very busy.
very busy weekend next week. Next weekend is Joe Lanta,
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we'll be going all 3 days
Yeah.
because we're going to be filming all three
Yeah.
days.
And
And
we'll be doing a panel, at
yeah,
least one panel.
doing a panel on Saturday
Yes.
and doing some other things behind the scene-ish type things.
Yeah.
So it's going to be action packed. So
So
hopefully I don't get too tired.
rock our press passes.
Yeah. So we're gonna be doing all of that.
But there will be video coming from that.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna,
Yeah.
we'll do the virtual video tour because we'll be in there before the crowds. So we'll get the virtual video tour up, and we might do a couple of other things. We might film the panel,
Mm-hmm.
some other stuff. Mike can even do the panel live. It depends.
Well, we'll
Yeah, we'll
see.
see how that goes.
Yeah.
Oh, and Quicksilver is joining us.
Hey, Quicksilver, how are you?
But yeah, it's going to be pretty busy. What are you going to be talking about on the panel? What? Give it away? No, just talking about how just rediscovering a single action figure can open up the whole world or spectrum of collecting from that. And so
What?
I'm gonna be talking about that. Yeah, one action figure jumped me off,
Oh.
and and where that can lead to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just
That's what
answered
Robert was
that
asking.
question. What kind of panel? What are you gonna be?
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna be talking about GI Joe.
yeah, because it starts with a GI Joe,
Oh, I
but you
don't know.
want a GI Joe in there because it's Joe Lanta. So, although,
No, I thought you were going to be talking more specifically about
what? Yeah,
GI Joe toys or something like that.
yeah, but I mean, it's kind of hard to seriously preach into the choir in that case when you got guys like Ace there, who has like literally everything they ever made sealed and knows the whole history, and he's doing panels too.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah, he does. That's the guy that we showed last time, and he's got like those sealed multi-action packs that are like 10, 15,000 a piece
Yeah,
at the show. It's like, good God, you can't. This is museum quality stuff.
yeah,
Munin wants to know what Pops are doing. What are they doing anywhere? What are they doing at 7-Eleven? You
yeah.
know,
Because they got the
what?
7-Eleven
I mean,
exclusives.
what are they doing anywhere? They're all over the freaking place.
That was at one FedEx store a couple of
Yeah, but
years
we don't go to
ago.
FedEx stores all the time. We don't know what the
No,
hell they're
it's
doing.
one near here, but
Uh-huh.
they don't have Pops in them. I don't know why that one FedEx store, but I mean, they didn't have like one or two. They actually had like a little shelf, and it was full of Pops. So I don't know what that was about. We didn't go in because we were walking by. It was in a shopping center, and we were walking by, and it was in the window. So of course they're going to be faded out like in 2 3 days.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the world is that about? I borrowed that slogan from the '60s post serial TV commercials, and it was on
One of my
one of
favorite
my
slogans.
favorite slogans. Okay.
And James has joined us.
Hey James, how are you? Great to see you. Great that you spending some time with us. Thank you.
Blue Splash says, fingers crossed, he's looking for houses in Georgia.
Oh, that is so
So a
much
lot of
fun.
shows, a lot of good shows in this
Yes,
area,
I
actually. It's
love house
surprising.
hunting. I like going looking at house. The realtor I love because all I wanted him to do is open the door. I found all of the houses and I just gave him the address and he just opened the door and stood to the side. He didn't need to tell me a thing. I loved it.
And Robert wants to know if we're going to be selling things. Well, I'm not.
You don't
I don't
sell
think
on the
I'm quite
panel.
at that. I don't think. Well, yeah, like guys like Pixel Dan, and they got like
Oh,
books and mugs and whatever and
but they don't do
stickers.
that on the panel
No, not
though.
on the panel. I'm not that famous. I'm not internationally known. I'm just known throughout the microphone.
Hey Hill, how you doing?
See if
Oh
anybody
my
caught.
God.
You caught that?
Yeah, I barely caught it because I was saying hello, but yeah, I did caught it. Pops are one step away from the dumpster. It seems.
In a lot of places, their Target and GameStops are overloaded with them.
Whoa.
NECA lost most of the spots to them, according to Gilgamesh.
Ooh.
And Tommy has joined us. He says, I thought they all went to the dump. Well, they shred them, actually. They get shredded. I showed a video with that. Remember with the gift boxes that
Yeah.
they couldn't sell Funko, and they were putting them through a big shredder.
Yeah, they're always on clearance. And I
Mhm.
was in Target about a week ago and they still had SDCC
Yeah.
SDCC exclusives there. That Papa Smurf was still there.
Wow.
And a couple of others. And they're on clearance. And those big ones with the acrylic cases, that's usually $50, are like $10.
And those cases are not cheap.
No.
That's the whole shocker there.
Yeah.
And it's like if you had a way to repurpose those cases, that'd be great. You could just like you're like buying a pumpkin and you have to gut all the garbage out of there and then you make use of the shell.
Oh wow, I might actually look for that because I like the
Oh,
Jada
Munin
Metals.
telling us.
Yeah, they're cereal, but I never seen them in the stores. So And then I always said if I saw them in the stores, I would pick them up. So I might
Those
go by
monster
Ross.
cereals are classic.
Yeah, and I think Jada ones look pretty good. So I
Yeah.
might go by Ross and check that out.
Yep.
I wish they would put up a Ollie's around us. They're building every time you turn around. They're building a new building.
And there's DC, good
Hey.
from Springfield. Says Mattel's DC retro action figures from 10 years ago are ignited my Mego collecting. Now I have closets full of figures. There's Punisher X.
Hey Punisher, how you doing?
Let's see who else is here. Oh, Just Jeff said last May when Dan was in town, we spent all day in Texas heat and then went to his wrestling show where many beers were had. Okay.
That's good. That was fun.
That's when he hit the guy with the book, right?
Hey, Sticks boy.
Sticks boy. Sticks
Said,
like the band?
Yeah, like the band.
Like the band.
He liked the Sticks. I like the Sticks. I got
Sticks
a bunch of their records, but it's not them. I was about to say they broke up. No. REO Speedwagon put out this week that they're totally disbanding because one of the members got sick and wasn't able to recover.
All of them are too old and too worn out to be doing any of it.
Yeah, but that was pretty sad because they were in the middle of a tour and the guy got sick.
Yeah.
And they thought that he would be able to recover, but the doctor told him. And then they had a meeting with the band, and they were like, hey, you just can't do it no more. You won't be able to perform the way that you want to. But they had a stand-in, and that stand-in guy, I guess, did fairly decent. But they're going to just go ahead and disband.
Munin says, seems like NEC has lost shelf space everywhere. That's true.
Yeah.
They're all falling off.
Not at Best Buy, because we were at Best Buy, and there's a ton of NECA in Best Buy.
Yeah, nothing moves there, though. You can see the dust piling up. There's nothing moves at Best Buy. And Tommy Fletcher said for years, Pops are the modern day Beanie Babies.
Yes.
They're still here. They don't like hearing that, though. Tell that to a pop collector. They'll get mad.
Hey, Retro Style.
That's
how
right.
are you?
Toys. Nerd is here.
Hey, Nerd. How are you? Glad that all of y'all.
Some people up here.
Glad all of y'all
Stewart,
here.
he says, Pops of the new Beanie Babies worth thousands. No. Beanie Babies, only the original few are worth anything anymore.
The Library 88.
Yeah, I love the Shogun Warriors line.
Here we go.
There we go. Yes.
For those one day.
And then all three of the American version Godzilla's there.
Hey, Chris. Thank you.
Chris.
Your background is awesome.
Thank you, Chris. Chris made a donation to the channel. Much appreciated. Oh, by the way, we got 2 of our cats adopted this week. 2 of our cats.
Oh, yeah.
So we're down to 18 shelter cats, as it were, now.
We still need to get rid of 16. So if any one of y'all want to send me y'all
overdoes it. She overdoes it. I had a hard enough time with that. I hate doing it. I know they need to be adopted out. I hate doing it because I worry about them.
Yeah. And we had to get rid of the 2 that we did because they were stressed out. They had got really stressed and they were having behavior issues. And it was just the 2 that couldn't get along. No matter what you did, they just could not get along with each other. And they kept fighting and going into different behaviors. And it was stressing them out, and it started stressing out the other cats.
Yeah.
And we had to separate them, but we don't have a lot of space to separate.
Yeah.
So, we had to rotate them in and out of the garage, and we didn't like doing that. And it was just bad.
Give it a chance with another family where they can be independent. Some cats are good like that, just being the only one.
Yeah. Yeah. And if we were we lived in other houses before where the houses were bigger.
Yeah.
And if we were in any one of those houses, we could have kept them because we would have had enough space to separate the cats. And they would have still been in the house, just not in the same room. But this house doesn't allow us to do that. Brad's local Ollie's is closing tomorrow. Make sure you go there, try and get some of those fixtures.
Store fixtures, because that's how we display.
Yeah, store displays. They sell them really cheap. Sometimes they give them away.
Yeah.
Like when we went to Shoe City or Shoe Show or whatever, those shelves, those little, there's none around that I can show you, but they gave it to us They gave us like
Or
hundreds of them.
like these center units, like this one right here.
Yeah.
And thank you again, Chris.
Yes,
you again,
yes.
Chris.
Thank you again,
Like
Chris.
this shelving unit right here, which is a mobile unit, and it's two-sided with the slat walls where you can you got the pegs and you could put them in. I think we paid like what, $10 a piece for these.
Yeah.
Because when it's the store fixtures and they're getting rid of them, they don't even care.
Yeah, because it's
table
nothing they
sets,
can do with them.
It's 3 tables, and each one, like you see the yellow table, and there's another yellow table that's higher, and that one slides under it, and then there's a smaller one that goes under that.
Yeah.
And what were those?
I think those were like
$15 or something.
$15.
Yeah, it was 15 for the whole set.
Yeah.
You know how much these are retail for these stores? It's insane.
Yeah.
But it's that was a great way for us to set up and do our display, and that's also why a lot of people get confused and think we're in a store.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Robert, we'll say hi to Chartemis. I mean, if we see him, I don't know if I'll recognize him if I see him,
Yeah,
but if I see him, I mean, we'll say hi.
They wanted us to they might want us to get involved in a couple of other people's panels, so you never know.
Yeah.
The guy who is in charge of the Joelanta and the Toylanta just really likes what we do. And he's trying to get us more and more involved.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna
that's a
definitely
good
go.
price.
I'm gonna go by
$10
tomorrow because we have a Ross in our area. I just don't go to those places,
Yeah.
Ross and TJ Maxx and Marshalls, because I only go to the store if it's something there that I want or need. Now, sometime when I'm at work, we don't have nothing to do. I might go and lollygag around Walmart.
Yeah, right.
But
Walmart.
Yeah, because sometimes you gotta wait for something or during lunchtime, and the next thing isn't for another hour or so. So you might lollygag around. He did in fact hit the guy
with the book.
He
Yeah,
did?
because I saw that on his Facebook, and we chatted back and forth about it. I asked him about that too when we met him at the Joe Fest.
Yeah.
So I talked to Dan for a little while.
We called the local owner of the wrestling place, and we went. That was
okay.
cool.
Somebody overheard him talking about wrestling, and so the whole thing was kind of organic.
Oh no, David had a flat tire, so couldn't get the Ollie's. They don't have one in our area. They got every darn thing else. Night 2.
Okay.
Let's go wrestling.
And Drink a Bit needed a 24-hour diner 3. There you go. And then
hey,
Mickle Stapler.
Mad
Have
Hatter,
you heard of the Mad Hatter new figure flip, or what are your thoughts?
Oh, okay, wait. I misread that. Have you heard of Mad Hatter new figure flip or? And if so,
I'm not sure.
No,
if
I haven't heard
that.
of that. No.
Is that a Kickstarter?
Yeah, and Mad Hatter is from the animated series. Was he before the animated?
I think Mad Hatter in this case would be the name of the person or the company.
Oh,
a new figure flip or. But I don't think I
okay. I totally screwed that up. Okay, yeah, definitely not then. No, I've never heard of that. No.
Just Jeff said it was horrible because the flight left at 6 and they finally realized that they're not in their 20s anymore. Yeah, I can totally see that. And Munin says everything collectibles destroyed, all the Best Buys anywhere near me. No wonder they can't sell anything. You know what I love too is when it's expensive, so they put that band on it. They get the disc with the wire, and you turn it, and then it crushes in the folds in the edges on the tops and the sides, and you're like, oh look, ruined. Yeah, I'll buy this. I'll pay $120 for this.
Yeah, Hobo's a keeper. He's not going
Hobo
anywhere.
Is amazing. Hobo is amazing.
Flipper is such a funny concept.
I'll have to look for it. I haven't seen it.
Getting 2 cats adopted. I hope they do, because they're good cats.
They are. They're really good.
They couldn't get along, and they just fought constantly. They couldn't be in the same room. Thank you,
T. Stewart. T. Stewart also made a donation to the channel,
and we really
very much appreciate it.
Yes,
we need all the help we can get with them felines.
To check Ross. Yeah, I gotta check Ross. I'm gonna go out there tomorrow. because we're going out
So
tomorrow
we
anyway.
catch up a couple of other things here.
What stores are near you for things? Walmart, Target. Yeah, we got Walmart, Target.
We
Hey,
don't do a
Reston.
lot of that modern hunting though.
Mm-mm.
She has not seen Star Wars yet.
No, I ain't watching no Star Wars.
Somebody was I've had a few people actually suggest doing that as like a reaction video, but I'm like, you do realize, I hate to crush anybody's spirits, those reaction videos are faked. So
But they know
when
we
you
wouldn't
went,
fake it though.
if we sat there and watched a movie, we're gonna sit there and watch a movie. We're not gonna be like, oh snap, every time anything happens. That's something that people on YouTube do for views. They don't really, they probably already seen or heard it 50 times.
But
you know,
my movie watching is not. I don't think people would want to watch a movie with me because
okay,
I have levels to my movie watching. Like, okay, like tonight, we watched a cheesy disaster film. I can watch a cheesy disaster film and talk through it
yeah.
because I'll comment on how cheesy it is, how that can't happen,
Sitting with
how
us with a film like that is like watching riff tracks.
yeah.
We pick on it.
Now, if it's a serious movie that I really want to see, I can't have talking.
It's quiet.
And David knows it by now because he used to do this. He'll talk through the movie, tell you everything, this person, this and that. And for me, because it's I have to really kind of concentrate to watch a movie. I'm just being serious.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a serious movie and there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of people. I gotta watch it like 2-3 times. Because I got to watch it the first time. Now I got to go back and figure out, okay, who are these people? Put them in place.
That's also how you know if it's good enough because you're like, let me see this again.
Yeah, if it's a movie I like. Now, I like watching movies that I've read the books for. Like Stephen King movies, almost all of them, I've read the book.
Okay.
So if I read the book, I can watch the movie and put it together. Or sometimes I'll watch the movie first so I can see the people in my mind as I'm reading the book. I like the period dramas, and a lot of them have the book, and I've read the book. And then I can watch the period drama, and then, or vice versa. And if I watch the movie first, I can put the people in the place. Because if you read a Jane Austen book, she doesn't describe the people at all.
Well, keep in mind it was written in the 1800s.
Yeah, but I mean, she just tell you who a person is, and in your mind, you're like, well, what they look like. But if you watch the movie, now you can say, okay, I got a picture in my mind. You know what I mean? And it just helps me.
Robert wants to know if you're getting 30-30.
Honestly,
sure.
I think I might get the 30-30 because even though I'm not caring too much for that Brave Star figure, it kind of need the 30-30 to make it, all there. So I probably will. Bought the store Horseman's custom.
I think he means 4 horsemen.
Oh, 4 horsemen.
Yeah, 112 for 70. And Blind Robot says he backed Flip 4. Yeah, it must be a Kickstarter.
Oh, I gotta look it up.
Mickle confirms that Mad Hatter is a toy collector on YouTube. His first figure he put out is called Flip 4.
Now, when you said Mad Hatter, that's who I thought of because I have watched that YouTube channel, but then you said the flips, all of that other stuff. Gosh. So it threw me all off. Well, it's fine. We'll get to it. But yeah, I have watched Mad Hatter's YouTube videos before. So I know who he is.
Sure.
But I haven't heard that because I haven't seen his videos in a while. I heard that there is a new Joker. Yes. It's coming out on the 4th of October.
This is Renard.
And we will be there. We're gonna be there on the 4th. We're gonna go to dinner. We're gonna go to the movies, and then we're gonna go get ice cream after.
Oh, so it's gonna be like a date night?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be cool. And Stone Sour's here.
Stone Sour, how are you? Great to have you here. Pastor saying was introduced to Migos way back in the
1973. Their favorites. Also love the Micronauts.
Yeah, you got some Micronauts.
Still have a lot of those figures. And yes, I'm 55-ish, says Pastor Rick.
Oh yeah, that's the Micronauts
I've got the,
right
Time
there.
Traveler.
Action Joe Figs. He has a YouTube channel where he fixes a lot of
Action Joes.
G.I. Joes.
I'm going to do a memory unlock here in a moment.
Oh
I'm going to
boy.
do a memory unlock.
Yeah, let me catch it. Oh, okay. We'll be caught up here in about 5 things.
Okay. And
I
Mickle
was.
says he introduced his 2-year-old daughter to Babe, the pig movie.
Oh,
And we
okay.
both cried multiple times,
You
but had a
cried on
great time
Babe.
watching it.
Babe was based on Charlotte's Web,
Was
which
it?
I read the book.
I read that book too. And Robert says, I don't think LPH would like Star Wars, although I wish she would like it. Well, there's no telling. There's no telling. She's got to see it. We'll see how that goes.
But wait, she would like more BTTF or Indiana. What's BTTF? I seen the Indiana Jones.
BTTF?
I don't care for the Indiana Jones.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what BTTF means, so you got to spell that out.
Yeah, she liked the one that had Sean Connery in it.
The Indiana Jones with the little
third
boy.
one where Sean. No.
I like the one with the little boy.
The little boy. That's the second one. That's Temple of Doom. That's almost like a horror film.
I like that one. And how to look him and the little boy together.
DC said Zika has a new Kickstarter for Space 1999 Eagle vehicle with figures, Mattel-like. That's interesting.
That's cool.
And Blue Splash says he has his flip or on Big Bad Toy Store. Oh, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I can spot it. Maybe I'll throw it up.
Yeah, and then we can put it up on the thing. Yeah. I can't get into Joker without Batman. Oh, well, you don't need it.
And Custom God says
Future.
Back to the Future.
No, I seen pieces of Back to the Future. I didn't care for it. I thought it was stupid.
Oh, Johnny's gonna be sad.
I celebrated this week since I just hit 200
subs.
Okay. Okay, David got a little something.
Memory unlock. Let's see if anybody remembers this. And I just got this.
Okay.
I just picked this up recently. Right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, let me move this out the way.
Is this familiar to anyone? And it still has the price tag on it because this was sold loose.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
These were sold at Woolworth. Okay. In the 70s and 80s. And as you can see, it is a passenger jet, the F6200. Passenger jet.
Does that lift up? It looks like
yes,
it lifts
it does.
up.
Yes, it does. It pops out and you can open it up. And I had this exact one when I was a kid. And you make little clay people, I did, and put them in the little seats, the little pilots and such, because they don't make figures that small. And you see the original Woolworth price tag right there for $1.29. Woolworth Woolco. And this is processed plastic, the same people that made the Apollo moon rocket.
You got that Apollo moon rocket.
I have the moon rocket, and these were done in multiple colors, like everything else processed plastic did. So you can find it in red with blue and white with red and whatever combinations of like 3 or 4 different colors. And that is the processed plastic passenger jet. And this is the kind of toy, if you grew up in the 70s or 80s, you probably had this or something like it. Because this is the cheap toy that somebody would grab at Walmart for $1.29 to shut little Jimmy up because, oh, you mean his birthday is today? Or you just came from the airport and you're like, oh, God, I forgot a Christmas gift for that little brat of hers. And, you run into Woolworth and you grab something like this. But I had this exact jet when I was a kid in this color scheme. I found it, though. When I was a kid, I found it and I played with it and kept it. And then, you're a kid, somewhere along the lines, it disappeared and I've got it again. Okay. And I'm sure if anyone grew up in that time period, they probably had something like this. So there's your memory unlock. I've got other stuff to show today, too, because we've actually had some luck this week.
Yeah, we went to some yard sales today. Yeah, Short Round. That's the name of that little boy. Is The Dark Half a good movie? It's a Stephen King movie. I never saw The Dark Half.
I'm not sure if I saw Dark Half, William.
I got a comic pack at Ollie's and an ad for the movie. Oh, I never saw it. I haven't seen any modern Stephen King anything.
Okay.
And I haven't read one of his books in a while, but I got a lot of his older books.
Chance is here for Nostalgic Pod Blast. And that is a channel, and he does talk a lot of pop culture and nostalgia. So check him out. And he wanted to know where you are with JR.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The creepy sister is here from England.
Jessica is here. She's
Yeah.
trying to kill Miss Ellie. Pam has convinced the doctor not to tell Mark that he is dying.
And she need to mind her damn business because he's violating his Hippocratic oath
Yeah,
now.
and it's like, one, he shouldn't have told Pam that the guy is dying.
No.
He let himself be conned into not telling the man that he's dying so Pam can marry him really quick. She wants to marry him Sunday, and he's like, no, I want
the
all
hell are
my
you talking about?
friends in the world to come. Pam was like, oh, we can meet your friends some other time. Let's get married Sunday. And
first she stalls him for months.
And then decides that she doesn't want to marry him. She want to get back with Bobby. Then find out that he's dying. So now she's going to marry him out of sympathy. Like, oh, it feels bad for him.
Yeah, loser. And that is, of course, the guy from Rollerball. He's the guy he's the guy that ended up in a coma on Rollerball.
Oh, okay.
Mickle says, I've only just found the channel, and I got to say it's a breath of fresh air.
Oh, thank you.
I'm really enjoying your discussion videos on the hobby. You two have created a wonderful channel. Well, thank you.
Yeah, we got some more to put out. I don't know how much more. David's put up.
Yeah, we're getting to it.
Yeah.
And Nostalgic says he just uploaded to YouTube Rare Space Giants material seen from his 16mm films.
I think I saw you put that up today, but I didn't see it. I saw that it was, that it flashed that you put something up.
And Brad says, remember the moon buggy toy you get when you brought the drink Tang? Yeah.
From Space 1999?
No, it's not from Space 1999. It was a replica of the real moon buggy because Tang was associated with NASA at that time. Robert says he remembers the plane in red.
They always said that the astronauts drank Tang.
Yes.
That's what they gave them because it was a powdered drink.
And Dama is here.
Hey, Dama, how are you?
And let me see. I'll show you something else amazing here in a minute.
I'm backing the Eagle. Okay.
Blind
and
Robot
the Laurel
says,
and Harley 112 figures
on Kickstarter. I've seen them in 1/6 scale. They were very expensive though.
Oh.
And Mickle says Short Round's the best. That actor was great in the Goonies too. Booty traps.
They still make Tang.
Yeah, they still make Tang.
Yeah, you can find that in the store.
And Hercules, If It Bleeds, was a pretty good new Stephen King short story.
Oh, really?
And of course, I do have the eagle right there.
Yeah.
When you can see it.
There you go.
That's the Mattel. Yeah, keep going. That's the Mattel eagle. The Mattel eagle. The figures are in there, but they're in rough shape. But that's pretty common with that, unfortunately. The detail on the figures is insane, though. The great detail, just poorly constructed.
Yeah.
But I love Space 1999. Used to watch it when I was a kid.
We watched that, and it was actually a good writing. I mean, yes, it was a space movie.
Yeah.
But I watched it from the beginning, and I knew what was going on. They were on the moon. Something happened, and the moon got out of orbit, and the moon was just floating through space. So they were trying to find a new place to inhabit.
Yeah.
So I got the point of that show because I knew what was going on. So that made it tolerable. But boy, that Helen.
Reston had a plane like it. But you're talking about the kit?
Yeah.
The $1 one in the little cello bag, and you assemble it and you could throw it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And James says Dark Half is good.
Oh, okay. I'll look that up and see if it's hey Darren.
Darren is here.
See if it's free for us to watch on Amazon or someplace like that. I've been doing a lot of 3D printing for my GI Joe. So you take commission on 3D printing.
Okay.
Or do you just do 3D printing for yourself? Because you still need, gotta work on it.
Darren thinks the Gumball Rally game came out at the same time as Rollerball.
Such a cool ship.
Yeah, it is. That's a great toy, actually. That's
a blast.
And I love the concept of playability with a toy. Something that you can get into and actually use and work with. Like Hasbro's always been really good with that. You see a lot of that in the Era era because their play sets are some of the best ever done. Some of the best ever done. This is insanely cool to me, anyways.
Okay.
And this is just another recent pickup. This is something I just got. And that is the Tony the Tiger. And it's often mistaken for a cookie jar. This is not a cookie jar. It is a cereal container. 1969 or 8, 1968 Kellogg's. And you're supposed to open it up and pour out your Frosted Flakes in here and store them in this container.
I don't know about that. That Frosted Flakes ain't gonna last.
Yeah, it ain't gonna fit in there too. And then the thing is, this is probably the cleanest example of the Tony the Tiger cereal container I've ever seen. Usually, either the top is gone and you just have the head, you just have the face, or the paint application is just gone because people washed it or rubbed it or whatever. This will come off.
Yeah.
And you'd have to buy 2 of them and combine them together and hope that there was no holes in it, because sometimes there's often splits on the bottom and things like that. This is the most intact example of one of these I've ever seen. And I came across this like in the last week, and I'm like, oh my God, and it was not expensive at all.
I don't see your cereal staying fresh long in that.
Probably not, because it's a grain. So you put it in here. This doesn't hermetically seal. It's just
yeah,
it's just plastic. It's just plastic. And then your kid will probably fill this with milk and just eat right out of it and make a big freaking mess.
They probably thought it was a cereal bowl.
And Raccoon says they love that Tony. Yeah, this is amazing. And this is the Tony the Tiger I remember, not the sport Tony that they started rolling out in the 90s because they were trying to pretend like they had something to do with fitness. This to me, I love this kind of stuff. I love vintage advertising, toys and promos and things like that. And yeah, Munin says, I can see how that can be mistaken for a cookie jar. Yeah, that's what if you were to look this up, you can find these on eBay. If you look up Tony the Tiger cookie jar, it'll come up. But they're usually wrecked. Yeah. It's scraped all up, or like I said, the top is missing. This is the cleanest one I've ever found. This is the cleanest one I've ever seen. No chance it is not airtight. And Mickle says, do you put the bag in there or just pour the cereal? You're supposed to pour the cereal in here.
Yeah, that's why it's not going to stay fresh.
Yeah.
Because, it is cool, but who wants to eat, stale cereal? That's like eating soggy cereal.
And the colors are so vibrant. And this is just eyes. This is just so freaking cool. And I'll show you something else with it too while we're on the subject.
While we're on the subject.
Yeah, talking about Tony the Tiger. I love me some vintage cereal stuff. Yeah. I do have some other Tony stuff that's just kind of sitting around here.
David's going to go deep in the cave.
Yeah, deep in the cave, huh? Here's the bank. That's the promo bank from about the same time period.
Still sticking out.
Yeah, because that was the thing, because he's licking his lips because sugar frosted flakes are great. Remember?
What happened to the bandana?
What bandana?
He wore
around his neck. He has it. He has it. The bank doesn't have it, but you'll see in a second. This is the bank that goes with it. You see, you still got the green eyes and the tongue, and this is the classic Tony from around the same time period. It still has the plug, which is rare. Mine is a little scuffed, but that's okay. And you can see.
They all go together.
Yeah, they all go together. A little triangular nose, and then see, there's the bandana.
Yeah,
this is the Product People Tony, and a lot of people are not aware this is Product People, but it is Product People. And I think what confuses people from realizing that this is a Product People Tony is the fact that, to the best of my knowledge, this never came in retail packaging, because the Product People come in a retail box, but many of them were also available in the mail. So you could order them from the cereal company, and it would come in a plain brown shipper wrapped in cellophane. And you can find, I've seen the General Mills ones that way, and I've seen this Tony that way. But the General Mills were also available in the retail packaging, which is what I have on the wall back there. But Tony, to the best of my knowledge, never had retail packaging, so he's only ever available loose. But none of them are marked Product People. There's other tells. It's because of the way the base is. and the placement of the copyright, which in this case says 1974 Kellogg's Corporation. That's how you would tell that, okay, this is
Oh, his
actually
head moving
yeah.
off.
They all do that. They all are jointed at the head.
Just one point of articulation.
One point of articulation, because it's it's just a figurine, a vinyl figurine. But yeah,
Would
that's
you ever paint it?
paint what?
That
What?
the freshen it up.
No, I'm not going to paint this.
No, Gilgamesh, he won't paint it.
I'm not repainting these. I don't want to no, no, I don't do that kind of restoration. But yeah, the classic green-eyed Tony with the licking his lips and everything. These are amazing. And this one flies under the radar. Go on eBay and you look up if you can find the vintage vinyl Tony the Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
One or two of these might pop up for under $100. But I believe that's
that much.
I believe it's because most product people, collectors, are not aware that this is part of that collection, or else they would never. You'd never find it. You would never find it if they knew.
The retro Eagle playset is $360.
Is it?
Little pricey. Hey Tuck, how are you? And then we got Brian that joined us. Hey Brian, how are you? And Communion thinks for it being as old as it is, it has a lot of bright colors.
Yeah.
And vibrant.
See, like that's the Count Chocula from the same collection, but
Mhm.
that's in the retail box.
Okay.
And if you could purchase it directly from General Mills, and they were advertised on the back of the Monster cereals, but it would come wrapped in a bag inside of a plain cardboard box if you ordered it that way.
How long has Product People been around?
They started it 1974, 1975.
1974 or 75, somewhere around there. But they're not making stuff no more, right?
No, they only made a couple of runs of vinyl figures like that, and then they just kind of dropped off into obscurity. But yeah, that's that the Tony, I placed it back over here. You can see him on over my shoulder.
Yeah.
That I got like just in the last week or so, as well as the blue plane. And of course, we had the yard sale pickups, which was really cool.
Yeah, we saw some yard sales today, and we stopped, and we don't really spend much at a yard sale, but we actually found some good stuff.
Because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard anymore for yard sales because everybody's a freaking expert. Like that estate sale we went to today. And God, it was priced out insane. It's like, God, these prices are crazy. Are you serious?
Yeah. But the estate sale that we went to was one of those professionally ran estate sale.
Yeah.
And when you get those people, they really put the prices up.
Yeah, they put retail. And it's like, I'm not coming to your house to pay retail for anything. Give me a break.
Now, when people do an estate sale themselves, we've been to those guys. They just want the house empty so that they can do whatever they need to do, sell the house or whatever. And they basically almost give the stuff away because they just want the house emptied. So they'll just open it up and, hey, yeah, take all that. Here, $3. And we've seen that.
Yeah.
But I knew when we saw that sign and it said estate sale. I said,
yeah, so that's going to be expensive.
But we went anyway, and
because there was a couple of things I'd have been interested in if it wasn't like full on like eBay top price retail.
I don't know of an online site that
for
catalogs
toys. I'm not sure about.
I
know they have it for comics. I know they have it for vinyl records. Yeah, but not toys necessarily.
I know I did my own, and I just created an Excel spreadsheet. And I put like, the name of the toy, the manufacturer, the year it came out, the size, like 8 inches, 1/6 scale, 1/4 statue, if it was an exclusive, and that kind of stuff. If it had any like distinctive markings on it, or like sometimes you might have 2 of something. One is red, one is blue, or it has whatever. And then if you're doing it for insurance purposes, you kind of need to know the value of it.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know of any online cataloging, not for toys. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
there's Black
Black
Knight
Knight,
has
how
joined
are
us.
you? Good to see you again. Hope all is well.
Blind Robot says that it's being managed. I guess they're still talking about the Eagle.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Ramen Toys is doing it?
Are they?
Hmm. Yeah, okay.
And Blue Splash says Mezco Theodore Sod Cutter, the bag butcher, came in today. Figure
Okay.
reminds me of Creepshow. Yeah, that's probably what they were going for.
Mm.
And Darren says, was there Frankenberry and Booberry with Count Chocula and another character? Yes.
You have all except one.
From the General Mills, they had the 4 basic monsters. They had Frankenberry, Count Chocula, and Booberry, and the Fruit Brute, and the Trix Rabbit.
Mm.
And I have all of the product people except for the Frankenberry.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one I'm missing. And it came up last year on eBay. In the package, it's extremely rare. And one popped up last year, and I missed it because the pricing just went nuts. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, Out of Sight was saying, how do you find estate sales? And Tuck
And
was saying on Craigslist. You can also
Tuck,
look
you can find them, yeah.
on Facebook. And
They used to advertise them in the newspaper,
yeah,
but
but
we
you
don't have that
newspapers anymore.
Yeah.
And also, we found the one we found today. We were driving around. We were going to visit my mom and
Yeah.
saw the sign that said estate sale. So we stopped. And then because I work in the area and I drive around all day, starting on Wednesday and Thursday, I start looking for yard sale signs. Because people start putting them up about Wednesday, Thursday, and I'll start looking for them, making notes. So I'll be like, oh, okay, I know this neighborhood, we'll go.
Yeah.
So we might go Friday or Saturday, mainly on Saturday, we'll go. But yeah, that's how we find them. And K Munin wants you to show your yard sale pickups.
Sure. I got.
I don't know what he picked that
Sesame
up
Street
for. We already
thermos.
got like 2 of them.
No, we have this one with the lunchbox.
Yes.
But the one with the lunchbox is all scraped up.
Yeah, it is.
This one is not. This one looks like it was never freaking used. And it does have the cap is in there. So, and this was like $1. So
yeah,
it was $1. And we've got the lunchbox with it. Lunchbox over there, actually.
Yeah.
I love the graphics on this stuff.
Hey, David. Yeah, we talked about that Eagle One Kickstarter already, and a bunch of people said that they're gonna they're backing it, or that they're backing it. So yeah, I haven't seen the Kickstarter though. I'm not interested in getting it, but
yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Classic Sesame Street illustrations, I'm a sucker for. But we had this box, and it had the thermos. It had that thermos with it, but the thermos that we have is scraped up.
I don't think that thermos goes with that.
It might not, but that's the thermos that's with it right now. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But that one is scraped up, and now we got one that's like fantastic.
Pastor Rick collects wacky races. You collect
wacky racers?
Wacky races?
I don't have wacky racers.
What do you think is your highest price collectibles?
Oh,
maybe
God.
one of the, it's gonna be one of the statues.
It probably is. And then I found this set. Now, I'm a sucker for any vintage Halloween type stuff. Nostalgic for the 70s. David is here.
Yeah,
he says, I think I'm going to get the Mattel version with red tanks and see-through smoke cockpit hatch.
That's the Kickstarter, the Eagle one he's talking about. Wow, that's a lot going on, right? With the smoke and all that.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a light set, like string lights, but this is a vintage set. This isn't like one from last week. And this is like $1. It was $1. But yeah, this is the vintage light sets. And if I find any vintage, like, of that type of Halloween merchandise, see, any vintage Halloween stuff, I'll pick it up. Any decorative stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that,
Mm-hmm.
like the owl
Yeah, that owl you got
that I
last
showed
time.
last week.
And then you get a ghost. No, you didn't get the
I
ghost.
didn't get the ghost because she wanted crazy money for it, but then she wanted the $5 for the owl, and the owl's worth a fortune. Actually, that thing is expensive retail. But then the ghost, because the ghost was like 3 feet tall, and if it was cheaper, I might have gone for it. But and I was like, oh God, where'd you get that price from? I
So so that Eagle One Kickstarter is cheaper than the original
it
Eagle
seems
one.
like it's about the same price as a loose one to me,
Oh.
honestly. But whatever. DC says you have the original Mattel Battlestar Galactica figures. Yeah, that's right up here. That's the whole first wave, right there. The 6 figures
Hey Jamie.
from the Overon to Starbuck there. That's the whole first wave. But that's I don't have wave 2, just
N-
wave 1.
No, I never seen. Mm,
Yeah, Batista collects lunchboxes.
I'm trying to think. Have I seen it? Because I seen it. It's some wrestler. I can't remember who.
You saw
Did,
Jamie?
yeah, I said
Okay,
hey to Jamie.
I
I
can't hear.
clicked on it. Um, has a toy collection. I don't think I've seen Batista's lunchbox collection, but some wrestler I seen has a toy collection, and they did a like a tour of
Yeah,
his room and stuff, and that was pretty cool. I'm not buying anything lately, mainly because I spent for the Tommy refit. Oh yeah, you said you had got that Enterprise.
yeah.
We're doing good, Jamie. How are you? Glad that you could um get
Join
here
us here
and
today.
join us.
Action says,
300 and that's about the same price.
is it?
Well, with tax and shipping, you said that the original one cost 360. Once you
That's what
throw,
somebody else said.
well, yeah,
I
but
don't know,
still.
but I mean, yeah, that's a loose original one,
Well, you don't
varying
want it in
condition.
the box and brand new
Yeah, I
and it
guess.
come with figures.
Okay.
You know how David is.
Yeah, I get weird,
Go
but that's
ahead, show
okay.
you this stuff.
All right, well, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Not one, but 2 bags of California raisins. The bags of California raisin figurines. I heard it through the grapevine. I do not know if Michael Jackson is in here.
Oh, you haven't gone through them
No, I
yet.
haven't really had a chance to dig through these yet. I know there is a Michael Jackson California raisin.
Oh, really?
Yes, but and they had a Saturday morning cartoon. And I'm like, how sustainable is that? And Nerd says, when I say vintage, I can tell 70 toys just by the feel of the plastic. Yeah, I guess
Hey, Frank, how are you?
Franken Frog is here. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
2 bags of California raisins. They couldn't get rid of them fast enough.
No, and you got a bag of Smurfs too.
Yeah, I'm getting to it.
Oh, you brought them down here?
Yeah, these are, I mean, they don't look like they've ever been used. For some reason, somebody just had 2 sacks full of California raisin figurines. So I'm like, sure, why not?
And Logic Blaster is here. How you doing,
How you
Logic
doing, Logic
Blaster?
Blaster? He says, Open by Chance is one of their favorite channels. I appreciate that. We appreciate
And
that.
I got some stuff today. Not today.
She got a bag of birdseed.
I did.
This is a
It
big
was
bag.
a big old bag of bird
$1.
seed for $1. And I don't know if y'all ever bought bird seeds.
That stuff's expensive.
Bird seeds are expensive. So when I saw $1, I had to pick it up and hold it close because I can't see hardly. And it said $1.
A
Oh,
bag
that's the bag of
of
Smurfs.
Smurfs. It was a bag of Smurfs. There are 3 of the McDonald's ones in here, but
Okay.
but the rest of them are vintage. There's 35 vintage Smurfs in here.
Oh, you counted them up?
Yep. 35. And there's a few in here you never see. So certain ones, because some of these vintage Smurfs, you'd be surprised, they can be like stupid expensive, and you don't realize until you go looking for them, and you're like, how much is that damn thing? You got to be kidding me. But there is a couple in here that are surprisingly expensive.
Frank has a bunch of the raisins. If you get the ones from the movie, they're worth big bucks.
See, that's one that you don't find every day.
Oh, what is she, a witch?
No, she is. It's a Thanksgiving
Oh, she
one.
got on the
She's
little
got the little
pilgrim
pie, yeah,
outfit.
with the little pie. Any kind of holiday theme like that, they
Mm-hmm.
can be expensive, surprisingly. And there's one in here that's pretty tough. Let me see if I can find them, because I don't want to scuff their paint up.
Do you have any of the dancing flowers or Coke cans? What are dancing flowers?
Oh no, the ones with the little solar panel on it, and it rocks back and forth.
Oh yeah, no, we ain't got none
Super
of that.
Smurf, but he still has the base.
Yeah.
I see these all the time with no base. The base is broken off.
Mm.
And this is a real popular one, and he's tough to find.
You got a beer mug?
Yeah, it's the beer drinker Smurf.
They never showed him on the cartoon.
Yeah, well, because he's drunk, but he's knocked out with Lazy Smurf. They're taking a nap together. And then here's another tough one, actually, because I do know these. The Mermaid Smurfette.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then she got her hand over her chest.
Yeah, because you don't want to see her little Smurf boobies.
Praise God.
But yeah, there's a few in here that are pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one too, the green version, because I think he comes in red usually.
I think I have that
Yeah.
one. I don't know what color I have though.
But yeah,
because we had got a bunch from the Retro Toy Fair one time.
Yeah.
Retro Toy Swap.
Toy Swap.
And we had
whole
split
box
them up.
full.
Yeah, and it was some duplicates, so we split them up.
Yeah.
And I got some, and he got some. I like to put them around the room on my side. I put them up all over the place because I like to display them. So I just put them up on the shelves.
Little bathing scarf.
Hey Patrick, how are you?
Hey Patrick,
Thank you for stopping by,
taking a bath,
hanging out with us for a while.
And you see, he's using a brush, and that is the proper way to bathe.
Jamie said you look like Gary Cole, who played Mike Brady on the Brady Bunch movie.
Oh, the Brady Bunch movie?
I guess so.
I don't have the perm though.
Oh yeah.
Like, you got to have the perm. I would wear the outfits.
Oh yeah.
I would wear the outfits. Who's it? Robert wants to know if there's a couple of Papa Smurfs in here.
Yeah, and this week I got some records. Like I got some today from Value Village, and I got some yesterday. I think it was yesterday. One day this week, I went to Value Village and I got some records. So that's what I got this week.
Yeah, so I got bucket loads of Smurfs.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime I can find like inexpensive lots of Smurf, I'll take a crack at it.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the ones from the movie, the big ones that are from like McDonald's or something.
Thank you.
What happened?
Dr.
DC
Cohen.
made it to stop eating cats and dogs fun. Yeah, please don't eat my cats and dogs. I just and thank you DC. I really appreciate that. Again, it goes a long way towards helping us out. I gotta say it's important. It goes a long way towards helping us out with the felines.
Because he does buy cat and dog food like every week.
Cat food.
Yeah, I said dog food. I don't know why.
But
cat food every week.
the cat food and the litter and everything else, or medicine if I need it and other things. It adds up fast.
Raccoon Eye still has a bunch of Smurf stuff. The one with the guitar was my favorite.
I've got the guitar one.
One holding a Halloween pumpkin.
Yeah. And I also had good fortune with an antique mall. We popped into the antique mall last Sunday, right? It was last Sunday. We went to the antique mall. Yeah. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember.
And you go to the antique mall, you don't expect to walk out with anything. You don't expect to walk out with anything. Do we have a post office box? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Actually, you can type it in there.
You
remember it off the top of your head?
Yeah.
So David and LPH.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and talk.
That's the street address of.
That's the post office box.
Okay. You see what you're doing?
Oh yeah.
Because you keep hitting enter. You can't. If you hit enter, it's just going to jump.
I thought you could you can hit the shift and enter.
No.
Oh okay. No. Well, my bad. But okay, you can keep talking.
But it's the we went to the antique mall, and you don't go to the antique mall and expect anything useful because they price that stuff out crazy,
Yeah.
you know. But sometimes they slip up. Case in point, that's the real deal. I knew when I saw it, I was like, oh no, that's an AJ Renzi blow mold pumpkin,
Mm.
right? And sure enough, I pick it up and I look on the bottom, and you see the copyrights there, AJ Renzi, printed on the bottom there. That
Mm-hmm.
was manufactured in Massachusetts, same as Union Products Plastics, which make Union Products Plastics made all of the most of those blow mold lawn decorations
Oh.
that you're all familiar with. AJ Renzi made um, pumpkin buckets. They made Halloween buckets. They made banks, coin banks. They made ride-on toys
Mm.
like blow mold,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
little
yeah.
kiddie cars, like little
Mm-hmm.
trikes for kids to
Like
scoot
those
on,
big wheels.
small ones for like
Yeah.
3 year olds. And I'm like, that's an AJ Renzi. And then this is the older one because it's two sided, and there's your trick or treat witch embossed on the back of the pumpkin. And then I look at the price, and this thing's with tax less than $6, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. This should actually be a lot more.
Mm.
And I was like, anytime you can come across something like that for that kind of price, I'll grab it, especially if it's Halloween or Christmas decoration
Mm.
type. I love this old stuff. And Nostalgic wants to know if we have the Mego Little Rascals figures. I've got the Mego. I've got a couple of Mego Little Rascals
Fairburn.
vehicles sealed in the box. I do not have any of the carded figures, although that's an inexpensive line. People, when you're collecting 70s Migos, there's only a couple of lines that are really valuable, and most of the rest of it you can get cheap. Like the Little Rascals, I wouldn't, if it'd have to be perfect on the card to even pay $50 for it. Or like the Waltons, they made a lot of stuff that just didn't fly. That just didn't fly. But superheroes, Planet of the Apes, things like that, or where the big cash cows are for 70s Migos. Star Trek.
David, is Fairburn in Clayton County? Not Clayton. Yeah, Clayton County is because I think that's south of
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, and I want to say that's in Clayton County. I think. I know Fairburn. It's just like any other area. You have your good areas and your bad areas.
Sure.
But if you come to the metro Atlanta area, and this is my thought, and I'm going to say it like this is my thought. There are certain counties within the metro Atlanta area I would not live in.
Sure.
Fulton County, DeKalb County, Cobb, Gwinnett, and Clayton counties. Those are right on Atlanta. The taxes are very high. They have um, different ideals, and their laws are different, especially when it comes to crime and police and stuff like that. If you're big on public education, is not ideal. So it's just certain areas you want to be careful in. Fairburn, I'm thinking I know exactly. I know where Fairburn is. I want to say it's in Clayton County. Um, there are good areas and there are bad areas. It's all about what you're looking for. Clayton County can be expensive, more expensive than, not as expensive as Fulton, Gwinnett, and DeKalb, but Clayton County was a county, well, is a county.
Mm-hmm.
When Atlanta, Fulton County was moving people out, they pushed them there. And Clayton County school system was on the verge of losing their accreditation for some years. I don't remember if they actually did. I had left Atlanta right when that was happening, but They found a lot of corruption in the public school system.
Uh-huh.
A lot of the when Atlanta shut down their public housing and their ghettos, they moved all those people to Clayton County. Um, so I'll just say that, and you can do what you want to with that information. So,
That King Kong bank is an AJ Renzi.
uh,
We're talking about the Renzi
oh,
because we were on the AJ Renzi who made this. They also made the King Kong bank that's back there. And Munin says $6. You got a deal. Yeah, kidding.
yeah,
They missed that one.
yeah.
They
It's
missed
next
that one.
week. It's
So
next.
Atlanta is next week.
Yeah, next Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll be there all 3 days,
Yeah.
and we have a panel for sure on what, Saturday?
I believe Saturday,
It's on
probably
Saturday.
like 1 o'clock or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll be there all 3 days. Did you been to Atlanta GA? Have you been to? Yeah, we've been
Jamie.
to Atlanta. Yeah.
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 Or maybe he's asking someone else.
Oh, okay, okay.
Could be. But yeah, that's the AJ Renzi also. But that's what they did. They did a lot of blow mold stuff. Like the King Kong Bank there.
Mm-hmm.
Classic King Kong Bank. Tough to find the banks intact because you see right there's the disc. You have to cut it out. It doesn't have a plunger like a lot of other banks do. You would have to cut that out, or you'd have to slice the top open bigger. And finding any of those types of vintage banks still in one piece that somebody didn't slice up is tough. Munin says finding corruption in the public school system. What is that? Why does that not surprise me? Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna videotape
we'll
it.
probably video it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we're gonna videotape it and all that. Yeah, we've been living in the Atlanta area. I've been living here like for years. I don't remember how many years.
Yeah.
And David just moved to the Atlanta area in 2018, and I had been living here before we got married.
Yeah.
And then we got married and moved away and then came back. So yeah, we've been in the Atlanta area for a long time.
Yeah, long enough. And Nostalgic says they saw a nice collectible Little Rascals that came out in the early 2000s. They have porcelain heads and hands with full outfits. Is that
But that's not an action figure though.
No, that'd be dolls. Did Applause make those? Did Applause make those? Applause did. I think Applause did stuff like that. They also made these really wonky vinyl figures too, where like you couldn't stand them up because one foot was too long or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they used to get a lot of that stuff at Hollywood Video.
Oh, they used to Hollywood sell, Video? Yeah, I remember the
Hollywood
Video
Hollywood Video sold a lot of collectible merchandise, a lot of figures, a lot of toys, posters, all kinds of stuff.
But a lot of those video stores sold that stuff, especially the posters after the movies had kind of gone away.
Yeah.
They would start selling out their posters and stuff like that.
And then you would put in for display units. Because I actually got Nightmare Before Christmas displays from a Hollywood Video for free because they would throw them away. But
Sunbichu,
do you have any vintage robot TV from the 60s?
What's robot TV? You mean shows?
Robot television programs? I don't think so. I got I have one. I can't think of the name of it. I can't think of the name. The giant robo stuff.
Yeah. We watched Mr. Rogers. We ain't
Jamie
seen it
in
a long time.
No, haven't seen it in a long time. I do have some Mr. Rogers toys.
Made by Hamilton.
Hamilton? Okay.
Yeah. David, you should take his crown and mace to Jolanta. No, he should
not.
not.
Wear the crown to Jolanta?
Show the vendors are displaying their anime merchandise. No, thank you.
I can walk around like this.
And
then when people bump into my elbow, how dare you, sir? Do you realize who I am? And I could be all
Suncoast used to sell movies and merch. Now FYE is
Is
like
like
that.
that. Yeah.
But
FIE wants to be like that. I don't know, man. FYE.
we haven't been to FYE in a
FYE
long
for a
time.
heartbeat was the pop store.
Yes.
The half the store was Funko Pops.
That is true.
Was Funko Pops. No, I don't have any 60s robots. I think that's what they're asking me. I don't have much. I know he sees.
Oh, it's a robot TV toy, he says. It's a toy. I guess it's a robot TV toy.
No.
Okay, yeah, we don't.
No, I don't
that.
have any of that. I don't have too much from the 60s.
Oh, okay.
And some of that stuff can be real expensive too.
Yeah.
A robot with a head pops out. Yeah, this one.
Oh wow, they got Mr. Rogers on Pluto. That's cool.
This guy right here.
Because we were talking about that, like that in Sesame Street, and how it's so many episodes you would never get to see all of them.
Yeah, because he was on the 31 or 32 years.
Yeah,
yeah.
And the one thing that I don't like about Pluto, when they have like a all channel, like all Gunsmoke, Mystery Science, Dynasty, Dark Shadows, is they'll play like, I don't know, 20 episodes and they'll just loop it around. So that's all you get.
Yeah.
And then, after some time, then they'll change it up and put in some other episodes. So from Mr. Rogers used to creep me out. She was creepy, especially that voice. Miss Lady Elaine Fairchild. Hey Marty, how are you?
Yeah, Lady Elaine
Fairchild.
Lady Elaine Fairchild, Boomerang, Toomerang, Sumerang. This does work. He's just loud.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of noise. Because he walks. He shuffles along. And then the helmet pops open. And then he shoots flame. Or he flashes a light. See?
Yeah, that is loud and noisy. I wouldn't get that for my kids.
You don't want your kid driving you crazy with this all day?
No, I would
come
take
on.
that away.
Come on. You would take that away?
Yeah, because it's too loud. I wouldn't. Yeah, FYE, we haven't been there. It's like,
nah.
It was in one mall around here, and we used to go when we were big into Pops, and we were doing the, when Pops came out during the fairs or the cons.
Yes.
We would go.
The con exclusives.
Yeah, the con exclusive. But
back when people would be lined up like 50 people deep in front of those stores, waiting for them to open so that they could get the new Pops.
Yeah, but we haven't been to one in so long. Yeah, it works for the Twilight Zone looping because you don't care.
And Munin says it may be loud, but that's a great robot toy. Yeah, it is. I have the ideal Mr. Rogers puppets from the 70s. The only one that I'm missing is Lady Elaine. I don't have, because mine are boxed. Mine is still in the boxes. I've got because originally they only did King Friday, X the Owl, and Lady Elaine Fairchild from Ideal in 1977. And they did the trolley with 2 finger puppets and a play set, but I've never seen the play set complete. I've only ever seen it pieced out.
Yeah. FYE price themselves out and Go Calendar as a collector spot.
Go Calendar.
Go Calendar was a pop-up shop, though. They would come out around December time frame to sell the upcoming calendars. But they always had exclusives, a lot of pop exclusives. Toys R Us, Macy's relaunch ain't that great.
No, it's not. And they got airport locations too.
Yes,
you probably saw
Pixel
that on
Dan
Pixel
had put up a video.
And that was just sad.
Yeah, he was in the Dallas airport, and it was a Toys R Us there.
Pop up. All it has is like Funko Pops and Lego sets.
Do you collect as well? Yes, I do. I do collect. You can't see my side.
Yeah.
It's on the other side. But you see those 2 jokers back there. That's where mine starts.
Because the room is split in half.
Yeah.
And my side is over here.
Yeah,
and
where
her side starts like right probably right at the back of where is
Well, you
he?
see those jokers at
Yeah,
that
right here.
right there. Those two jokers.
And then
That's where mine
and then
starts.
goes that way.
Mm-hmm.
And Nostalgic says he'd like to collect some of the novelties he ordered as a kid from the back of the comic books.
Mm.
Johnson Smith sold a lot. I had the X-ray glasses, spy camera, hypno disc, flying ghost. You can find that stuff.
That's what I was about to say. Can you
Yeah.
find those? Because you look in the back of those
It
comics, and it was
depends.
a lot of stuff.
Some of the stuff you can find, some you can't. It's kind of like rack toys have
Yeah.
gotten to be real big now because
Yeah.
people are going back and looking for rack toys. And as we remember that stuff, and it's like, wow, this is actually harder to find than I thought. At least still sealed in the package, but it's the kind of cheap crap that you would buy at the supermarket, which is why it was called a rack toy. And certain pieces
Oh.
can be insanely expensive.
He had a book named Shocking Tales that gave you an electric shock when you opened it.
Really?
I never heard of anything like that. That's kind of weird.
This is an example of a rack toy. See, made by Harmony. Harmony made a lot of this kind of stuff. And all it is the Laverne and Shirley bowling set. But at least Laverne and Shirley, they actually bowled on the show.
Uh-huh.
So it made sense. And it'd be nothing on the back. And, they would hang, they'd have the strip.
Yeah.
And there'd be like a dozen of these hanging on the strip. And they tack it up in the supermarket so that when you're riding by with the cart, your kid would grab one off and you'd end up buying it anyway. And they would put anything on here. They would put Battlestar Galactica on this, and then Battlestar Galactica bowling set, Pink Panther bowling set. They just changed the card, and they changed this little disc, this little button that's in there. At least this one makes sense. But this stuff has gotten to be so tough to find, still sealed. We saw a guy at the last Joe Fest, and he had a complete set of Secret Wars rack toys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he had like a dozen pieces, all different. That stuff was real expensive too.
They changed that up because I remember seeing Go Calendar when we were in Illinois.
Yeah.
And it only popped up. It started popping up around
close to Christmas.
Yeah, November time frame. And then it lasts through January, then it was shut down. And a lot of the FYEs I know are closing down. I don't know about the one near us because we haven't been to the mall in years.
Yeah, really. There's really no point.
Yeah. We haven't been there in so long. When we worked at the daycare center, we went to eat at the food court because you could just take your lunch and the people could just sit in the food court and eat there. Yeah. And it was just easier. But we would only go as far as the food court. So I don't know about Go Calendar. I mean, I guess it's cool, but who wants a calendar in September?
I don't know. And they're the concept of the calendar is fading away anyways, like magazines and newspapers and all the rest of it. Most physical media type things, because it is a form of physical media.
And we've been seeing a lot of video on YouTube lately about the physical media, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, of course, vinyl records and other things like that, and how it's fading away and just into obscurity and nobody wants it anymore. And how in a couple of years they don't think that they're going to even be making it. Yeah. And I know one guy, he was talking about DVDs mainly. Well, I've seen a couple of videos, but the last one I saw, they were talking about DVDs and Blu-rays and talking about buying the DVD and the Blu-ray version and how you can't find some of the stuff on Blu-ray, or it's just like a lot, and you just won't have anything but streaming. And then after a while, you see something on streaming and it goes away.
Yeah, disappears, or it's incomplete, or anyways, or episodes are missing, or there's some problem. Nostalgic says, have you seen the work in progress, Littlest Hobo Dog and Box? Dog is a repaint, Ken or two. Yeah, you put that on Migo Like, right? And it's like I remember Littlest Hobo from oh God, what is his name? Tim Conway.
Oh, from Carol Burnett?
Yeah.
Oh, he had a dog on there?
Well, he did movies.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
it's a film.
I
I
like
think
that
that's the one I'm
elephant.
thinking of. That's the one I'm thinking of.
They did the one about the elephant. Oh my God, I
Well,
about
you know
died.
that he would go off script
But that was the
on purpose
funniest one.
because the whole cast lost it. They couldn't even look at him.
Even Mama laughed. Oh, but she stuck it
She
out
cussed
though.
him out.
No, she stuck it out the
Yeah,
longest
yeah.
because everybody else fell apart, but he kept going because he saw that little crack coming, and she finally broke a smile. But that was the funniest one.
Brad wants to know if anyone remembers the tin battery operated Batmobiles. Those are amazing,
Oh,
and they're
really?
tough to find in decent working condition too.
The favorite toy
Some
in your
B2 favorite
collection?
toys in the collection. I mean, that's hard to say.
Yeah.
People ask questions like that, and it's like, oh God, I don't even know where to start because you like so many different things for so many different
Yeah,
reasons.
that's true.
I love the Remco McDonald Land 12th scale figures, 1976.
I like your Smurfs. I mean,
Yeah.
not Smurfs, not
Who?
Smurfs. Sesame Street. You can't see them from here.
Oh yeah,
But
the Knickerbocker.
yeah, the
I got the
Knickerbockers.
Knickerbocker 12th scale Sesame Street that
Yeah.
nobody even knows exists from 1982. Um, the Prop People vinyls are
Mhm.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of obscure things people have never even heard of. I've got a handful of the big sexy kind of things like the raw era GI Joes are up here, and
Mhm.
everybody knows that, or even the Shogun Warriors, and it's tough to find them complete or in working condition, but people know what they are. I've got obscure stuff that people look at it and like, what the hell is this? I didn't know they made these, and then they
Yeah.
want it because they want it too. But yeah, my Remco McDonald's. If you've never seen the McDonald Land, or
He did a video on it
I did a while back.
because you pulled it out the box, didn't you?
No, I never opened that, but that box.
Something you had pulled out the box and you were sitting on the floor putting it together.
Oh no, you're thinking of my Play School Familiar Places McDonald's play
Okay.
set,
Okay.
because that one's not sealed.
Yeah.
But I love stuff like that. It's hard to pin anything specific down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Robert says the only thing in malls nowadays, that's the only thing that keeping them alive is the food courts.
And people go there for lunch, like workers, because we used to go, like I said, when we were at the daycare center during lunchtime, and it was packed.
And it's a daycare center for
Adults with disabilities.
yeah, so that
That's what we were talking
for
about.
context.
Yeah, but the food court was packed, and it was mainly people from work coming to the food court to get something to eat real quick. Last time I went to the mall, I was the only person walking around who actually bought anything at the store. A lot of the stores were empty. A lot of the stores are closing down.
Yeah. And Easel Monkey is here.
Hey, Easel Monkey, how are you?
No, we have not seen the Penguin Show.
I'm waiting for it to come out on DVD because I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, we don't pay for anything if we can help it.
Yeah.
And Blue Splash loves Toxic Crusaders.
I want to get the original Toxic Crusader. I started buying the Super 7 ones because the original ones are expensive.
Yeah.
They're over $100 each. So, but I would love to get the original ones. But if not, I'll get the Super 7 ones.
Raccoon wants to know if we were on Collector's Call, what would we show?
You contacted them.
I did the application with them, and they sent me a response, but they haven't followed it up.
Yeah.
So, it's a wait and see. But I mean, yeah, just show stuff that people, again,
they're going to want you to show one thing and to sell.
Yeah, I won't sell it though.
I know.
I don't know.
But they're going to want you to show one thing.
I mean, I've got obscure stuff like my Tinykins store display from 1961. That's very rare.
They don't want that. They want something that's going to cost a couple of dollars.
That thing ain't cheap. That's not the cardboard one. This is the plastic display.
Oh.
There's a difference. The cardboard one that looks like a castle, you can find that one. You can't find this one.
They're going to want you to sell them one of those my zingers.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they want?
That's
they
what they
might want my you can see it actually right here, my neighborhood trolley. My Mr. Rogers neighborhood trolley, because that's like mint in the box with the figures and everything.
Yeah, Dodge Charger.
No, you know what that is actually? That's not the Dodge Charger. This is a processed plastic knockoff that was sold at Woolworths. See, the old price tag is still on there. It's kind of torn off. That was sold at Woolworths for 99 cents. See, it's the Rebel. It's the Rebel. That's what that is.
I bought that retro toy line Toxic Crusader from Walmart. They only had Toxie. They didn't have Dr. Killamoff because that first wave came with two, Toxie and Dr. Killamoff. And I kept going back and never found Dr. Killamoff. So I'm done with them.
Yeah.
I'm watching it on 1, 2, 3 movies. If I could, I would buy DVD, Blu-ray of that series called Burn Notice. I remember Burn Notice. That was a USA special.
See, that's the Marx Disneykins from the Tinykins collection, 1961 store display.
They
But
don't
this is
want
the
that.
this is the plastic one. It's got a cardboard backer, which is, that's hard enough. But this is the plastic one with all the figures. The complete line of Disneykins is on here, and there's two versions of this. This one that look, with the film strip in the background, and then the cardboard cutout one that looks like a castle. And the cardboard cutout one is the one you can find. If you looked up Disneykin store display on eBay, I'd be shocked if this one was there.
Mm. David says there are so many great toy companies like Remco, Ideal, etc.
Yep.
There were.
There were.
Now there's just Hasbro and Mattel. Well, you got NECA and Super 7.
They're around until Hasbro buys them out too.
Yeah. Jamie wants your neighborhood trolley now.
You never saw that before?
Mm-hmm. And Marks, you had Marks. You had a lot of companies.
There was some good stuff.
Like we said before, Kenner and stuff, those companies were the only ones that made that line of toys. Like Kenner was the only one that made Star Wars and Bionic Woman, Bionic Man.
Yeah.
Mattel was the only one that made Space 1999, Masters of the Universe, and stuff like that. Now you got these toy companies. Everybody makes the thing. Everybody makes G.I. Joe. Everybody makes Star Wars. Everybody makes whatever, Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, you got 5, 6, 7 different companies making the same figures. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, and then they all look the same, basically the same packaging, and then they're not good. So then you got people that are overwhelmed and not wanting them anyway. JJ Arms passed away. David just told me about that.
That's right. He died a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Ideal JJ Arms action figure and mobile investigation unit toys from Ideal. I also have his autograph because he did a limited series of autographs, and it's a poster of him and a cutout of the original JJ Arms Ideal ad with pictures of the toys. And he did like a limited, I think it was 75 autograph posters, and I have one, and it's in the closet somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I have, in case anyone's not familiar, I'll show the JJ Arms real quick. The
K Munin said Bandai is the best toy manufacturer out there.
He's like the same size as Big Jim.
Mm-hmm.
And JJ Arms, of course, was a real person. Kind of like how they did Evel Knievel, also by Ideal Toys. JJ Arms was a real person. He was a private investigator who had no hands, which is why he's called JJ Arms. And he comes with all of these tools that he can swap out on his wrists, like drills and suction cups and a pistol hand and all this other stuff. And he was a real person, a real private investigator in real life who became famous because he was investigating a kidnapping of a celebrity's child, and he had lost his hands when he was like 12 years old, stealing I forget what they call them. It's like a blasting cap
Mm.
that they use. They used to put it's a disc they used to put on railroad tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So it was meant to be a signal.
Yeah.
And him and some other kids were stealing them out of a rail yard, and they
Mm.
blew up in his hands, and he lost them. But yeah, he passed away 92, I think they said he
Oh,
was. Yeah,
wow.
92 years old. And
That's
then
crazy.
yeah, Darren says I heard the story. J.J. Arms actually rescued Marlon
Oh,
Brando's
Marlon
kid.
Brando's
It was
kid.
Marlon Brando? I don't know if he rescued him or he was just on the investigation, but he's one of those celebrities from that time period that is more fluff because a lot of the claims that were made can't be
Yeah.
verified, you know. So
Yeah. I agree with you, David. The modern toy companies, they do make just collectibles. It's
yeah,
fancy. It's not for you to be messing around with and taking
yeah,
outside and playing in the dirt and through the little pond in the backyard or that creek. It's just for you to kind of pose, take some pictures, put
yeah,
it on your shelf underneath some spectacular lighting. That's all it's for. It's
yeah. There's
not.
no play value.
No,
Yeah, no
you
play
ain't getting
value.
nothing out
You
of
want to
it.
play value, buy Imaginext. Seriously, that stuff holds up. My kid used to have those
The new McFarlane Marvel statues, I think he meant statues, are
statues.
awesome. I haven't seen
T.
their
Stewart.
statues. Yeah, I haven't seen their statues. I don't think.
Well, you have the Wicked Witch because Edwin gave it
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Edwin
yeah,
sent you a Wicked Witch.
yeah. But they sell the statues at GameStop all the time. That's right.
Yeah.
But God, I don't know the last time I've been to a GameStop.
And then Robert says private investigator helping Marlon Brando Geraldo was interesting. Interviewing him
Interviewing.
back in the day, yeah. And
Mm,
he did the talk show circuit thing, and
mm-hmm.
it was never confirmed. He claimed to make more than he did. He claimed to have um, made guest appearances on a lot of TV shows, but a lot of it was unconfirmed. I know he was on an episode of Hawaii Five O.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he was on as many shows as he said he was.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things, and you see that a lot. Like for example, a lot of martial arts people like to puff themselves up and say that they did stuff or went places they didn't go. It's one of those things. But he was still a real person. He was famous.
Uh-huh.
He got a real action figure, just like Evil Knievel.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think Evil Knievel deserves to be puffed up as many times as he busted himself up because he really did
Yeah.
the stuff he said he was going to do, even if he got 30 broken bones out of it.
Ugh. Oh wow! Super 7 reaction figures are at
$4 at
$4.
Ross and Marshall's? God.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Were they in the same scale?
No. Um, the JJ Arms is in the same scale as Big Jim.
Okay.
The
Was that about 8 inch?
He's 9,
Oh, not
roughly
9.
9 inches.
Mm-hmm.
The Evil Knievel is more like 6 inches, but
Mm-hmm.
the Evil Knievel figures are all bendies. They're all bendy figures.
Mm.
They're not true action figures.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Ideal Toy Corp made both of those. I have I have an Evil Knievel handy. There's one up there, I think.
Oh yeah, that's the only Evil Knievel
Yeah,
figure you
this
have.
is the only one I have left.
Oh, you had a bunch that was
I had the whole series.
stolen.
Yeah, I had the
Mm.
whole series. So this is the lone survivor, and you see the condition in his Arctic Explorer set. I don't think he did any Arctic exploring, but he had the set. But yeah, he's a, like I said, not a true action figure in that sense because he is a bendy. He's got vinyl with wires. But this was that stunt cycle set was the toy back in the days. When you were a kid in the earlier 70s,
Mm-hmm.
before Star Wars came around, what you wanted was either that Evil Knievel stunt cycle or the $6 Million Man.
Oh yeah,
That
you didn't want to.
that Kenner $6 Million Man figure.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you wanted, that, or you wanted that Evil Knievel. Those are the two big ones, unless you might have wanted the Mego Star Trek because that show, in syndication,
Hmm.
everybody knew it
Yeah.
because it was on like every night on a UHF station somewhere.
Yeah, it was.
But before Star Wars, and then everybody wanted Star Wars figures when Star Wars came out.
Hmm.
So that was the big thing. But yeah, that's what they wanted. And I never had. Nostalgic says it's 7. Was it 7? I don't
Hmm.
remember, 6 or 7 inches. He's probably right. But I wanted the stunt cycle when I was a kid. That's how I found out there's no Santa Claus.
I been knew that. I don't know why it took you so long.
I was still in Montessori school.
Oh, okay, you found out earlier than I did though.
Yeah,
I was in
I
elementary
wasn't
school.
even in kindergarten yet. And
Uh,
they took us, I don't know how, but I was in Montessori school for 1 year. But they took us to see Santa. And he said, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I want the Evil Knievel stunt cycle." He's like, "You got it, kid." No, no, no,
oh my
no. It didn't
God.
happen. It didn't happen. It didn't take much to put two and two together at that point. Because, in our house, we didn't do Christmas. So I'm like, wow, Santa's going to bring me something.
He
Nope.
ain't brought you a thing.
Nope. Nope.
I really
Oh,
want the neighborhood trolley now.
and it's musical.
Yeah.
It's a music box that's activated by the wheels.
Mhm.
So when you roll it, the music box inside plays the theme song. So it's really cool. Oh yeah, Nerd says Oscar's exploding briefcase. Yeah, the Oscar Goldman
Mhm.
from the $6 Million Man line. You had to turn the handle on his briefcase a certain way to open it up, and
Mhm.
if you didn't do it right, the whole thing would just blow open because like a secret agent.
Do you think those independent toy companies toys will be worth something in 5, 10 years?
I don't know. The thing is, the reason that this stuff holds a value is because it's rooted in something.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Battlestar. No, yeah, Battlestar Galactica. That
Mhm.
was a show.
Yeah.
Buck Rogers show.
Mhm.
Black Hole movie.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
GI Joe, um, comic book and cartoons
Yeah.
and even films.
Yeah.
You know, uh, who was it? Dukes of Hazard. That was a real show. That all of these have a history. Godzilla has a history. The jumbo machinders back there have a history. The giant robo stuff. All of this stuff in here. There's very little here that doesn't have a history.
Mhm.
With a lot of these modern IPs making their own things for the first time, it's not rooted in anything.
Mhm.
They can create something along with it, like Savage Crucible
Mhm.
that sent us the action figure.
Mhm.
Decent figure, actually. We did an unboxing and review of it. It was not a bad figure, actually.
Yeah.
And there's a they're creating a card game to associate with it.
Mhm.
But if that card game doesn't pick up 20 years from now, nobody's going to remember Savage Crucible. And then
Yeah.
without that history, um, even if nobody is looking for it anymore, it's got a history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Popeye. Popeye is a dying property. It's dying. Okay, it's
Mhm.
been dying for years. Slowly, it still pops up from time to time. Like Mezco has some Popeyes. I've got the Stormy Sea set. It's one of their better sets.
Mhm.
But as a property, it's dying. But Popeye has a historical value, so even after it's gone, people will still be looking for it.
Yeah.
You know,
I understand
yeah.
that.
But will they be looking for some of these modern things that are stuff that people are just inventing themselves?
Yeah, I can see that because I know like I got into the Exo Squad because I saw the show.
Yeah.
And then because I saw the show and really liked the show, I wanted the figures. And it's the same with like the Wildcats because we saw the Wildcats. We
Wildcats.
saw Jason and Wheel Warriors.
And even that's got a history. It's got a comic
Comic
book
book.
and a show. And,
Yeah. And it made me want it. But like you said, like with the Savage Crucibles and these other ones, um, they look good.
yeah.
And I think they would probably look good on the shelf. But then in 10, 15 years, like you said, there's nothing to go back to. Like now with the toys that we have a show to go back to. I never even heard of Exo Squad when it
Yeah.
came out, and then we were just surfing through Tubi or whatever channel we saw it on or streaming platform and saw it and watched it. And it
Yeah.
was like, oh man, this is
And I was
actually
like, yeah, I
pretty
remember
good.
this show. Check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah. And she liked it.
yeah, and it was actually pretty good. So I can see that. And it's kind of sad because these people work hard and the figures actually look pretty good. And I know like the Four
The
Horsemen.
figures from Exo Squad are amazing. That is
Yeah.
that was at the pinnacle of Playmates right in the early to mid 90s when they were doing some of their best work.
Mhm.
And there's fantastic play value with those Exo Squad figures. That's why they're so tough
Yeah.
to find in the box. Munin says bums them out when I talk about not having Christmas. What are you going to do?
Yeah, ain't nothing you
Blue
can do.
Splash says they got the Christmas Turtle 4-pack at
Oh.
Walmart exclusive this week.
Oh, it's already there?
Yeah, I guess. And
Hey.
Ghost Junk is here. He says we're the best YouTube duo.
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you got Christmas now.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
She gets something for Christmas. That's all that matters. She's the only one that matters to me.
Yeah.
Only one that matters to me. And we've been together we've known each other for 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
And as of tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
we will be married 12 because tomorrow is our wedding anniversary.
Yay.
Tomorrow's our wedding anniversary. So tomorrow will be 12 years of wedded bliss. No, actually, she's fantastic. I've had such a great time.
Yeah.
I think we both have. We get along really well, and we just fit together really well.
Yeah.
And so she's my best friend. And I love it. I love it. We do everything together. We work out together. We do everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny because you hear other people and they can't wait to get away from their spouse. It's like, oh, my wife's home. I got time. It's like, oh, what's wrong? I can't wait to get home. I love being around her. She's fantastic.
Thank you. The Fortnite is Fortnite is a video game, but didn't they just make? No, that was Five Nights at Freddy. Never mind.
Yeah, and Display Name says they're not sure if anyone cares about the figures. Nobody really went in for that.
No, but a lot of people made them. Funko made them. Then they had the carded figures by somebody. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for
everybody saying congratulations.
Congrats! Now. Yep, it's going to be 14 years
happy.
of marriage. You know, it's been
12 years.
I mean, God,
we've known each other for 14 years, but we got married about 2 years in.
Yeah. So you got to put them rules down.
Rules?
You be dating me, 12 years. We still dating. We've been engaged.
We've been engaged for 17 years. You hear that some stuff like that sometimes. How long you been engaged? Oh, about 8 or 9 years.
Mm-mm.
Wait a minute.
How long y'all been dating? Oh, we've been dating like 13 years. We got 4 kids. I'm like, what the?
You're not dating anymore if you get kids. You can hang that up.
Yeah, common law. Do they still do common law?
In different states. Some states don't do it, like Massachusetts doesn't recognize it. Jamie really wants that trolley now. He says, there's a play set too. The play set is amazing, but I've never seen but pieces. Maybe a figurine, maybe a piece. I've never seen one complete ever. And then they have the hand puppets. Ideal did 3 hand puppets only.
You don't want to answer. Just tell me to mind my business. How old are you, brother?
How old am I? I don't know.
You're 56, right?
No.
Oh.
You're close though. She's close.
What, 55?
Am I? No.
You was born in 69.
Yeah, but
So how old is that?
the very end of 69, the very end. So that means in December I would be 54.
I don't know.
Now I'm confused.
He don't know how old he is.
Nostalgic says new IPs will be forgotten because kids today transition to video games early. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're born with a phone in their hand.
Yeah, and then the games go by so quick, I think.
Yeah,
Because how long did we play Mario Brothers before something else came
I
out?
know.
And I mean Donkey Kong and all of those.
Yeah.
You played those forever. So
See, there's the King Friday from that, and it's a hand puppet.
mhm.
And he's got it's a solid base actually, and you put your hand up through the back of it, he can almost stand on his own.
Okay.
But vinyl head and cloth body hand puppet, they only made the three because they did X the Owl and Lady Elaine there.
Mhm.
See, there's X and there's Lady Elaine, and they were remade as smaller hand puppets in the 80s by a different company.
Oh, okay. But
That
Mr. Rogers didn't do a lot of stuff.
No, he didn't. And that's the play set. But like I said, I've only ever seen a piece here, a piece there. I've never, man, I would love to find a complete set, even loose, because that looks amazing. That's got the castle and X's tree and Lady Elaine's little merry-go-round here, her museum go-round. And it comes with 5 finger puppets in this set. But that is, I mean, come on. That's amazing. But it's one of those things. Some of these old toys, they're so rare, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Robert, we watch black and white movies on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yes.
We watch a lot of movies from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Those are usually the best.
Yeah. Good storytelling.
It's rare that you find one that's not good. And even the ones that are not that great are better than a lot of the modern movies. Just like what we say about Twilight Zone. The worst Twilight Zone episode is better than any modern
show.
Yeah, TV show nowadays.
Including modern Twilight Zone.
Oh God, yeah. The one from the 80s was okay. It wasn't bad.
It was not as
I mean,
good as the
it would
original.
never stand up next to Rod Serling.
No.
But it wasn't horrible. I remember getting the GI Joe with Kung Fu Grip for Christmas in 75.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
That was a great toy. That's the other one that everybody wanted because, like I said, you either wanted Evel Knievel Stunt Cycle, you wanted $6 Million Man, or Kung Fu Grip GI Joe Adventure Team figure.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Uh-huh.
And Robert says he's 56 and he was born in 1968. So you're going to be 55 this year.
No, that doesn't sound right because I was born in like the end of December.
That's what I'm saying. You was born in December 1969. So this December
That's like
you'll
being
be 55.
Born in 1970.
Well, you're going to be 55.
I don't know. It don't matter. Yeah, I'm somewhere in there.
You're going to be some old.
And Jesse Say Watt is here.
Hey, and now Jamie wants
all of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Hey, Mr. Rogers, man.
Yeah, you go on eBay. I'm pretty sure somebody got something.
I remember Gears of War Munin. I did not like that game.
Sounds familiar.
I didn't care for that game actually. I didn't like the way it played through.
You know what I wish they come out with? Zoobly Zoo figures.
I think New Zoo Review had figurines.
If they come out with Zoobly Zoo action figures, I am on it. I love that show. But then I went back and watched it while we were at the daycare center. I'm like, whoa, I don't think this is for kids. They were kind of raunchy with them clothes on.
That's why everybody thought Kanga was hot.
But I remember watching that. I used to love that show. Yes, G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu Fit was an epic line. Robert, you're 100.
Munin says playsets for toy figure collections are a thing of the past. Bandai made the Tenkaichi Arena for Dragon Ball, but that was several years ago. Yeah, people don't do playsets anymore.
Well, now when they do play sets, it's a Kickstarter. It's
Yeah.
massive, it's gigantic, it's a Kickstarter. Um, but I often think about when we go to shows or when you show those independent companies and the toys look so great. And I remember thinking about that, and we actually had a conversation about a year or two ago. Why don't they just make new figures instead of rehashing all of the old ones? But then nobody would buy the new ones.
Yeah, because it's got to be attached to something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to
it's got to
have
be
a
attached to something.
cartoon, a comic book, and we've watched those shows. Toys That Made Us. I think that's the one it was when it was on Netflix, and everybody said we had to have a cartoon.
You have to have
We
some
had to
way
have a
to
cartoon.
demonstrate it.
Yeah,
It's very rare to have a successful toy line without being attached to anything.
like Barbie. Barbie didn't have nothing.
No, but she was the first fashion doll,
Yeah,
so that's historic.
yeah,
That's historic, even though they bootlegged her.
yeah. From that,
She
what German doll,
No, it was French,
French
and it was
doll.
an adult doll because it had real nipples,
Mm.
and they filed them off, but and copied the mold. Uh, uh, and the it's rare again that there's a toy line that's successful. It's not connected to anything. Like for example, the Fisher Price Adventure People.
Yeah.
No comic book, no nothing,
Mhm.
no TV show. Big Jim,
Oh, Big Jim didn't have
no
anything.
comic book, no TV show.
Mm.
It was just Big Jim. But if you sell it right, if you
Mhm.
put it out there right,
Yeah.
you can make it work. And those two work, but those are two rare examples
Mm.
of, because most of the rest of it, it's got to have some kind of connection for people to associate a cartoon, a TV show,
A comic book.
something. Even the Steve Scout series,
Mhm.
it's associated with the Boy Scouts.
Yeah. So
So
that
you were
makes
like,
sense.
okay, these are action figures that go with the Boy Scouts. There's a connection.
Mhm. Do you have Fighting Furies?
I don't have
Furies?
Fighting Furies. You're talking
Yeah.
from Matchbox? Yeah, I don't have those.
Yeah. Zoobly Zoo was great. I
And
love Kank.
First and Last is here. Yeah, Kanga,
Mhm. I need Barbara Papa figures.
Barba Papa. They have them.
Oh
They
yeah.
have Barba Papa.
What is that?
They are expensive. Barba
Mhm.
Papa. They're like these blobs that can make their shapes into different things,
Mhm.
so they can turn into things. It was an old cartoon show adapted from like a some European show,
Mm.
but there are figures that were done in the 70s. They're very rare.
Mm.
Munit says Gears of War was popular for a while. NECA even had a pretty large figure catalog for them.
Mm.
Nowadays, it's non existent.
Wow. Even at the game stores.
Fell off. It fell off. And Paul says, filing off nips, man, did I pick a strange time to watch the stream. Well, I forget what her name was.
I can't remember,
Um,
but I've seen it before. And
and it was a doll. It was meant as a joke doll for adults.
mhm.
And when they were in France, she was like, because the original couple that owned Mattel, this would make an interesting idea for a doll for kids.
Mhm.
We just modified it, but all they did was copy the doll. They
Exactly.
didn't they
Yeah.
didn't make up their own thing. And there was a big lawsuit, but Mattel beat them out because they just couldn't afford to keep going to court.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on those figures. That's what's going on. I
Yeah,
mean, you get these
modern stuff. Yeah,
modern stuff, and those Bible figures were a Kickstarter too.
yeah,
So I don't know. I actually checked on it about a week or two ago, and they met their goals. I don't know where the figures are,
yeah.
but it's still sitting in Big Bad Toy
You know
Store
how that goes
pre-order.
with
So, but
modern stuff. You
but
wait
didn't you say
forever.
you got 2 years and then they got to give you your money back?
Yeah, the FTC, Federal Trade Commission,
Mm-hmm.
if it goes past 2 years,
Hmm.
they'll make the company refund your money
They better
in the
get
U.S.
going.
In the U.S. anyways.
Yeah, they better get going because yeah, I don't know when. I think I think it's been almost getting close to two
Yeah.
years, and that was a Kickstarter, so that company can't afford to give everybody their money back.
No.
Well, it hasn't been paid for yet
Yeah.
because I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store. So Big Bad Toy Store don't charge you until the figures come in. So maybe they made a mistake there, and a lot of people got theirs from Big Bad Toy Store, so they didn't get the money in hand. I know with ramen toys, I had bought mine directly from Ramen Toys, the Marshall, because if you
Yeah.
had got it directly from Ramen Toys, you would get a, I don't know
Extra
what,
accessory.
yeah, extra
Yeah.
accessories. So they took the money right away, but those Bible figures, I think they only sold them on Big Bad Toy Store, so they weren't getting no money until those figures
Yeah.
come in. So if that's what they're waiting on, they're gonna be waiting.
Whoops.
And if they say that well, the Big Bad Toy Store can't even refund you the money because they never took any. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know
Have
how
to wait
that's
and see
gonna.
what happens.
Yeah, I don't know
Union
how
says
long it's
they'd
gonna.
never wait 2 years for a pre. Well, a lot of people do. Some people wait longer than that.
Yeah,
And that's part of the
yeah,
problem with the modern collectors
yeah.
arena.
And that's
It's
why I'm kind
unacceptable.
of getting frustrated with that. And I've talked about it before because it used to be pre-COVID, you didn't wait that long. You probably wait 6 months, maybe 9 or 10 months. Now it's way more than a year. And before they said, okay, well, it's due to COVID, all the restrictions and all
Whatever
that.
excuses, because
Yeah,
McFarlane, whenever he had a wave, it was in the stores in a couple of weeks.
yeah.
So just that's all a load of crap.
And now we're a couple of years removed from COVID,
Hmm.
and you still can't get your stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. But if they cancel that order, I'm not going to order it again. I do want the figures, but I ain't worried about it because I mean, I got some other Bible figures, but I like those because you get the Ark of the Covenant and all that other stuff, and it'll be a nice little display. But it is what it is. I lost money with Big Chief. Didn't you lose money with Big Chief?
No, a nostalgic says he lost it because of the Koenig. He didn't get his Koenig, and that's actually because I had the Tom Baker on pre-order, and the
Oh,
that's why I got my refund. Is because the federal I was contacted uh, through Big Bad Toy Store because of the Federal Trade Commission.
mm.
They said it's been too long, and they wanted them to refund me my money, and so they gave me my money back
Oh,
and told
wow.
me if I still wanted, I have to pre-order it. And I was like, forget it, just
Yeah.
forget it. It's because something funny going on. And then they went belly up anyway.
Mm.
William says he got the Batman '89 figures and Batmobile from Mezco. Oh,
Oh, that's cool. I have everything.
you're not getting them, Jamie. Go find your own.
Yeah,
Look
go
for
on eBay
eBay.
and see what you
Try
can
your luck.
find. But you won't get nothing from David. I know that much.
No, no,
Um,
I won't sell them.
I have everything. Batman '89. I actually thought before David showed that video
Hmm.
that it was a lot more to that line than just those three figures because it seemed like I remember seeing somebody's YouTube video a couple of years ago and they had the '89 Batman figures and it seemed like it was a lot.
Yeah, they probably have. Well, for Kenner made a lot more, and it could have.
No,
It
yeah,
was, but it was Toy Biz.
yeah, it was because
It
he
was
was.
probably part of the Toy Biz additional superhero line.
It wasn't. I'm tell you why, because he only showed the Batman
Hmm.
figures. He had a big Batman collection. So he showed what he had from the '89 Batman Toy Biz and he showed what he had from Kenner. It just maybe the way it was displayed, it just looked like it was more than it was because he had the
Yeah,
figures and he had the vehicles and he probably had the playset.
yeah.
Um, so I have everything except for one figure. I got the vehicles and I looked at the playset and whoa, that playset's like $300. So I won't get that.
Fabio's joined us.
Hmm?
Fabio's
Hey
here,
Fabio, how you doing?
and then what was he? Oh, Robert was talking about Doctor Who figures took too long to taking them out. Yeah, talking
Oh
about Big Chief,
yeah,
Big Chief. Yeah,
because you were getting that's what you were getting from Big Chief to Doctor Who,
yeah,
right?
the Tom Baker and Blue Splash said vintage
Mhm.
collecting lets you sit back and take it easy and collect a piece here and there, and it's relaxing. Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
is.
can agree. And there's Junkman.
Hey,
He says
Junkman,
there's
how are
some
you?
nice stuff in the background. Junkman has a channel, obviously,
Yes.
and also,
Mhm.
Junkman, are you going to be at the Joe Lanta?
Mhm.
Are you going to be at the Joe Lanta? Fabio says, I think one of your cats got stuck in your chin. That would be Monkey.
Yeah, he likes to get
He
in David's
does.
beard.
I'll wake up with him pulling on it. He sits on my chest and he needs it. And I'll wake up in the middle of the night and say, what the hell's going on? Oh, it's you. Munin said, why are so many collectors putting up with the outrageous pre-order way? We've been conditioned. We've
Yeah.
been conditioned. And I've done, I did a whole video on it previously.
Yeah.
But people have been slowly conditioned to accept poor quality, really long wait times,
Yeah.
and outrageous prices on
Yeah.
modern stuff that just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Well, and then it also goes, and we've talked about this before, because we brought it up when I got that Marshall figure and how you know the parts were falling off and not doing right, and
Hmm.
people's like use the hair dryer, and it's because that's what we allow. When you
Yeah,
allow something to happen, that's how it is from now on. You allow the companies to give you figures that joints fall out, the parts break on you as soon as you
yeah.
touch
Or they
it.
don't fit.
They don't fit.
Like you saw the Marshall head, it
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't go on.
It wouldn't go
Yeah,
on, wouldn't stand up. The you know, and you wait, you accept waiting for 2 years, then they're like, well, that's what y'all accept, so that's what we're gonna do.
yeah,
Why do any more when you're gonna accept mediocre? And I mean, I'm guilty of it too, because
yeah.
I buy the figures. But if we stop buying it and saying, I ain't buying this mess because I gotta wait for 2 years. I'm not buying this because soon as I take it out the package, it
It
breaks.
breaks.
Or you talking about I gotta go soak it in some boiling hot water. Who wants to do that?
Which happened to me a few times. I had that happen with the Hot
Mm-hmm.
Toys. The arm came off. I had it happen with the Mondo He-Man, broke clean in half, taking it out of
Mm-hmm.
the package right across the
Mm-hmm.
torso. And I've used this as an example. You
Mm-hmm.
see, I got three Godzillas here. I've talked about these before. These are all three versions of the Mattel Shogun Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
There's three versions for a reason. There's three versions because of consumer complaints. The first one, people were complaining the color was too bright. And they said, okay, we'll tone it down. So the next release had a darker color, but it still had a problem with the switch on the back because those switches are notorious for breaking off. Too many consumer complaints about a broken switch. Version 3, modified switch. Why did that happen? Because Mattel got letters and they read it and they said, we got to do something about this QC issue. What can we do about the switch?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. That's how you ended up with swivel arm battle grip on GI Joe up here, the Ra era Joes, because they were straight arms. But when you put their rifles in their hands, the thumbs would break off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you try to do anything with them, the thumbs would break. Before they even got to Wave 2, they re-released Wave 1 with an arm modification to correct that problem
Mm-hmm.
because they listened to their consumers.
Well, not
You know,
only that, they knew those parents wasn't going to buy another one
yeah,
because they're like, I'm not buying you that. You already broke it. I just bought it.
yeah,
So it's like
yeah. But
nowadays
nowadays,
parents are like, parents act like money grow on trees. The kid want it, they cry long enough and they just buy it.
but
Well,
now,
adults are buying stuff. It ain't
now
even kids.
you'll buy it and the paint will rub off and the arm will break off, and you'll boil it in water and you'll put WD-40 on it,
And glue it back
and then
together.
pay like 8 times what it's worth, and then be like, well, you just gotta understand, you gotta do this. No, I don't have to do a damn thing.
No, no. And that really annoys me. And, I have some stuff on Kickstarter that I've ordered. I am most likely will get that 30/30 because I just feel like that
It
Brave Star
needs to be
needs to
together.
have it.
That's his best
I
friend.
don't know, right? And if you know,
And
so
Fuzz, but Fuzz, I hated his voice. Fuzz can shut
but
up.
but it's like this is what we accept, so this is what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
And it's you go to the restaurant and they give you slop and you just keep going back and eating it. That's
I
what you're
saw
gonna get.
Junkman said he's not going to make it.
Yeah, he said
To,
he's not gonna make it. He'll be
he'll
there in
go to the
March.
toy Lanta. Yeah, it is March.
It's in March.
That is in March.
And David's not gonna support anymore Kickstarter because he lost hundreds of dollars on
Nostalgic there.
Indiegogo. Indiegogo.
Indiegogo, it says, yeah.
Mm. You have to get
Get your
your
blow
blow dryer.
dryer.
Nobody get no blow dryers out
You
there.
have to let it sit at room temperature for 3 days, and then you have to have your blow dryer ready.
None of this stuff, all of this stuff that's in here that's old,
Yeah.
pre 2000, you can
Yeah.
mess around with it and it won't fall apart.
It all works.
Yeah.
It all works.
You can still pull that string on whatever got a string, and that string will pull and it'll do whatever. I mean, it might sound garbly, but the string will pull and not pop on you and all that.
My pull string stuff all still works, and it's pretty clear. I mean, those can get messed up, but mine are pretty clear. Munin says David talked about the three business models of quality, availability, and price. So these companies are not hitting a single one of the points.
No, they don't hit nothing. They ain't hitting on nothing. Hot Toys is a cult. Yeah. It is, and I've watched. It's one YouTube channel that I watch, and that's all they talk about. It's like what 6 guys be on there, and all they collect is Hot Toys.
Hot Toys.
All they talk about is Hot Toys. And if that's your thing, everybody got their thing.
That's your thing. That's your thing. But yeah, like the especially if it's like pleather, that stuff it peels on the Hot Toys. It's terrible. You pay $300 for a figure and the clothing's peeling. William says the turtles wouldn't accept poor QC. They don't even pay full price for late pizza. There you go. 30 minutes or less. And David, Blue Splash had to blow dry the heck out of Clayface from the McFarlane figure. It was a nightmare to move. Really?
Whoa.
Oh, that's crazy.
NECA is a cult. It is.
NECA's never fixed any of their quality
and they
issues.
say they ain't fixing it.
Yeah, they said they don't care.
They say they don't care. I saw that on what? Oh yeah, $750.
According to Custom
God. Oh.
Hey, I'll show you one of the coolest play sets ever made here in a minute.
$10 Sonic toy from Jax is more durable. It is.
And I've got loose, and Amigo is a great example right now. I hate picking on the Migo because I know a lot of people like the new Migos, okay? Because it is very nostalgic. It's made to look like the original Migos. But when they compare them, you've got vintage Migos from the 1970s that hold up. They work perfectly. But you get a new Migo figure out of the package that was manufactured like 6 months ago, and the knees and elbows break off, or the waist snaps, or something else goes wrong with it. And it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
At least they're cheap.
It ain't really all that cheap when it's $15 each and you want the whole wave.
Or 20, yeah, 20
or $20.
It started off at 15, but it went up.
And then you want the whole wave.
Of course, because most people are completists.
Right. And then when it breaks, you ain't fixing it. You got to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if the arm fall out at the joint, you can kind of pop the joint back in. Mm-hmm. But like your He-Man figure broke at the waist, you wasn't fixing that. Now somebody probably did get some crazy glue or Gorilla
that's what
glue
somebody told me to do. Quit being a baby. All you need is some crazy glue. I said, that damn thing is $300. Yeah, no, I don't need some crazy glue. That's not being a baby. And the peg, it was like 16 millimeters inside. It was a 16 millimeter plastic peg, and it was so taut that it popped, and that's why it broke. Those two pieces, when you reconnected it, they wouldn't even touch. There's no way. That was just poor construction.
Yeah.
And when they offered me like like
gift card.
a $50 gift card and a replacement torso. And I was like, no, I don't want it. I want to send it back. And they gave me my money back. I'll give them that. But that was upsetting.
The
Blind
odious
robot
figure
there.
from Unparalleled Universe YouTubers Kickstarters. I back the figure is all messed up. Knees and torso is wonky.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's sad because things like that. Because we talked about in, a little bit earlier, will these newer figures hold up in
or the properties rather?
Well,
the
properties. The properties. Will it hold up in 5 to 10 years? And then, but will it be around in 5 to 10 years if it's broke?
That's the other thing too. Is like if you have people that are really interested in an IP, let's say Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
100 years from now, if anyone's interested in Star Wars, what are they going to want? They're going to want the original stuff. They're not going to want the stuff that's coming out next week. All right. They're not going to want whatever wave 1422 from Hasbro Black Series. They want the original Kenner stuff. That's what they're going to want. People are always going to default back to the earliest possible models when they do stuff like that, if it's for historical value.
Yeah, K Munis said it's true about NECA. You have no idea how many of their figures I see broken on the shelf. Yeah. Usually the head is snapped off.
They fall over and they break, and that shouldn't happen.
No.
Nostalgic said New Migos by name only. But Marty is there, man. You've got Marty.
I stay away from Kickstarters after I realized one I was backing kept adding more to the purchase after my initial pledge. It just seemed to be unending money grab.
Says, rest in there.
And Marty,
makeup artist. I have a Smurfette hair clip from 1986. I can wear it to work tomorrow. It'll hold up. Yeah,
just saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, it still snaps in place. It don't pop out and do all that.
I can grab any pull string talker that I have over here from the 70s and it will work. I've got 60s and 70s GI Joes, no broken joints. I've got the 70s deluxe Star Wars figures. They're still fully functional.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuse for it. To me, there's no excuse for it. That drives me nuts.
I mean, I can see like one of my figures, the leg popped off in the package, and it was a sealed package, and the leg popped off. But then the thing was made in the 80s, so it was like, okay. And then David opened it up and put the leg back on, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But you got a brand new thing just made last week. Nobody trying to hear all that. I'll take quality over quantity any day. That's true.
My Mattel, I think this is the 1976 edition. Chatter Chum talking Bugs Bunny.
Oh. Yeah.
Not even squeaky.
Mm-mm. And Pastor Rick, that I think all they care about is the quantity. Well, I take that back. I was going to say I think all they care about is the quantity, but not really, because you remember for a while there, you couldn't find that stuff in the store. It wasn't there. They purposely made
deliberate artificial demand model. Yeah.
Right. Just so you can have that little that FOMO, that fear of missing out, people hunting. And that's frenzy. That's what got me out of a lot of the modern toys, not being able to find it. So I would rather have good quality stuff, so you get the old stuff. And I'm still guilty of getting some of the new ones, and I'm backing off of that.
Yeah, this stuff holds up really well. I love it. And Blue Splash said they got the Mondo Rogue replacement part for Mondo, but it's with its new owner now. Yeah,
he sold it.
Yeah,
I think I remember him saying
the elbow broke out of the package. And Munin said Hadroll just been re-releasing any figure that had any popularity or minor value. It was legit shocking to see new Dagon Gera on your latest round. Latest roundup video. But anything that they think they can hit that nostalgic hot button for. Oh, and I had said I'll show you like one of the greatest. I love vintage play sets.
Oh boy,
This
David
thing
and
is
his playset.
this is fantastic, and you rarely see it. You can't find this in one piece. This is a child guidance toy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, child guidance. Now that was a toy manufacturer.
KFC.
That's right. No, no, no. Kentucky
Fried
Fried
chicken.
Chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken playset with finger puppets. With finger puppets. I love this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now there is some play value,
Yeah.
and this is going to be mid 70s. Let's play at Kentucky Fried Chicken. And you got the little color on cars and furniture may vary because it was
Okay.
cast in different colored plastics,
Mm-hmm.
made by Child Guidance, who also made Sesame Street stuff. They did not make they did make a Sesame Street playset, but it was later than this
Mm.
because you have the playset
Mm-hmm.
from Child Guidance.
Yeah, the little clock.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
And they
then
got the town with Mr. Hooper's store and
yes,
stuff.
and it does have the Colonel because you can see him right there. There's the Colonel. He will serve you next, and they have the little tray, and the tray fits into a slot that's right in the front of the finger puppet. You can see it there, so they can carry their food, and it's a little chicken bucket. And this finding this intact is extremely difficult, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But that is fantastic to me. I love this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I love this kind of stuff. And the Play School did Familiar Places, and that's what she was talking about earlier. Because I do have the Familiar Places McDonald's. There's two McDonald's play sets. No, three. Excuse me. There's the Play School Familiar Places McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
There is the Fisher Price Little People McDonald's.
Mm.
And then there is the Remco McDonald Land playset that has the motorized train
Mm.
that's made for the 12th scale action figures.
Oh, okay.
But this is one of my favorites.
You don't have the little people
I don't have the little people
McDonald's.
McDonald's. I've got the Familiar Places McDonald's.
Kentucky Fried Chicken playset is great, just like Kentucky Fried Chicken in the 70s tastes better. Yeah, when it was Kentucky Fried Chicken, it was good. Then it became KFC.
KFC, and then they shorted you on a lot more than the name.
Yeah, they shorted you on that chicken too. But all of these modern companies, they got letters now. BK, Mickey D's,
Yeah.
KFC, all of that. Today's companies know there's no money to be made from products that don't break. They want us spending as much money as possible all the time. In some ways, I can agree, but then it's like, okay, if it keeps breaking, it's going to be a point where people are going to be like, you know what, I ain't buying that no more. I mean, because it's like, why spend the money? It keeps breaking. I gotta wait 3-4 years for it to come in.
I
And all of this and
paid
that there.
$450 for this figure.
Yeah, I paid
And his
for.
wrist snapped off.
Or
Oh,
the
man.
knee broke off, like that one Kickstarter. The knees broke, and all of this. So, I mean, when you had the older figures, yeah, they did go on clearance. Well, nobody's saying that they didn't go on clearance, but when that next wave came out, people were still buying it, buying it,
Yeah.
buying it. People still want it. It's not going to be any toys in 20 years for people to want because the stuff that's being made keep breaking. Unless you're like me and never take it out the box.
Yeah. Well, that's how we do it. That's
Yeah.
how we do it. And with the rare exception, because I do have loose pieces as well, like you see the jumbo machinders back there. There are pieces that I do have that are loose, but most of what I've got over here is is still boxed.
They are small.
Pygmy chickens. Yep.
And they
There's a
don't
little
taste as good.
no the modern chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I jeez, I
David a
can't even tell you.
vegetarian,
I
so he
can't
don't
tell
know
you the
nothing.
last time I went to a KFC.
We went there and you had the fries.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have also the McDonald Land playset. The Familiar Places had a lot of interesting playsets because they had the Holiday Inn.
You got the Holiday
Yeah,
Inn.
the Holiday Inn's great. It's got little toilets and everything in there.
Yeah. We
They,
did a video on that.
did we do a video on the Holiday Inn? I
I
don't remember.
think I don't know.
I
We
know
did a
we
couple
I
of
know we
them.
did the McDonald's.
Yeah.
I showed the
You did
McDonald's
the
before
McDonald's. I
because
don't
it
know if
has
you
the
did the
playmat. It
KFC.
has the playmat and everything. It's fantastic. No Ronald.
Yeah.
If you want Ronald, you got to get the Fisher Price Little People version because
Mm.
they made the McDonald Land characters. The Familiar Places one wants it to look like a real place.
Okay.
So it had McDonald's workers in little McDonald's uniforms and
In the
stuff.
cash register
Yeah,
and the
and it had
tray.
tray with a little food on it and stuff. That was fantastic. But they did Holiday Inn. They did a Texaco gas station.
Yeah.
They did a horse stable.
Mm.
They did a stable, and they did a national park.
Oh,
And it
okay. They
has
did
like
a lot of
yeah, and it
stuff.
has like a bear and a little eagle and stuff like that. It's like supposed to be Yellowstone or something. Reston says lifetime guarantee has a different meaning today. Do they even say lifetime guarantee anymore?
Lifetime now is 20 years.
Uh huh.
I said Dairy Queen. Oh, a stuffed dolls. Dairy Queen had products and some other rubber bendies. Good
Says
old days. Wow.
Rick,
I
Pastor
never
Rick.
seen anything from Dairy Queen.
Yeah, Dairy Queen, Tasty Freeze used to do stuff. They used to do comic books too.
Hmm.
Bob's Big Boy. A lot of them used to get into that kind of stuff. William says it'd be interesting to see how Super 7 O-Ring hold up. And I had got some confirmation from somebody because I was speculating on the roundup whether or not the O-Ring figures, because they showed the bat, the Cobra
Hmm.
Bat,
Hmm.
Battle Armor Trooper. And I said, I wonder if that's going to be an actual lenticular chest,
Hmm.
like the original ones have
Hmm.
that lenticular chest. And they said, no, it's paint app. Somebody confirmed for me that that is paint app
Oh.
instead of a lenticular chest.
I know they did McDonald's. I want to say they did Pizza Hut and they did KFC.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the only fast food chains that they did.
Yeah,
Places.
they didn't do Burger King.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. They had Play Food, and they had like a play set like you could play with it as a child, like a little fake drive-through and stuff like that. Munin thinks O-Ring Joes will be on clearance with their Ultimates reactions. Hey, you never know
We saw on Facebook. Was it Facebook? No, it was on Macari. It was on somewhere.
where. Okay.
Somebody had 6
Oh yeah.
Super 7 reaction Joes for $75.
Mint on the card and
Mint on the card,
unpunched.
unpunched.
Yeah, they look
It
perfect.
was 6 of them, and it's like $20 each, so that's $120 that they're selling for $75.
Yeah, plus tax and shipping.
No, I want to say it was on Facebook Marketplace. I don't.
No, but I mean, when you bought them originally, it ain't
Oh
just
yeah,
20
yeah, yeah, yeah,
bucks.
yeah. Unless you got them in the store.
Yeah, you still pay tax.
Well,
But
yeah,
yeah, so I mean, it'd be more than that ultimately.
yeah.
Ultimately.
But for some odd reason, I don't really know why, but Super 7 figures just don't hold up.
And Blue Splash found a Winnie the Pooh honey telephone at local antique.
Wow, now
That was
that's
a
nice.
thing because back in the days, they made figural telephones of like everything, and transistor radios was a big deal too. Figural transistor radios, and they just don't even do that kind of stuff anymore.
David says that the Super 7 Joes will not hold up because Super 7 makes junk. They just look
Oh,
nice.
they just look nice.
They look nice on the card
Oh,
because I bought the Sesame Street and
card at Sesame Street.
what's the other one? The cat.
The Richard Scarry.
Richard Scarry, and they look great on the card in the little case.
Yeah,
That's as far as mine's going.
because and then I'm impressed with the Richard Scarry though, because the only other example I think is like from 1972. Who was it? Was it Fisher Price made the Puzzle Town collection?
Oh, okay.
And they made little like 3-inch Richard Scarry figurines,
Mm.
painted figurines
Mm-hmm.
that to go with the Puzzle Town. And I don't think anything like that's been done since. I know there's a couple of like Happy Meal prizes or something, but it's not the same.
Yeah. I like how the reaction figures look on the card. They look
Mhm.
good in the case because they actually fit perfectly in like these GI Joe size cases.
Yeah, that's a
They
uniform size for a
yeah
lot of figures from that time period.
yeah. So the Super 7 reaction figures fit
Fits in there.
perfectly in here because when I got the
Sesame
Sesame
Street.
Street ones, I was like, oh, let me just see if it'll fit. It fit perfect. And then the
Mhm.
Richard Scarry one I got. One of them, something didn't fit.
It's too bulky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the card was too thick. Well, not too thick. The bubble
it
was
was too. Yeah,
too big. So that's the only one that didn't fit.
I think
But
that was the hippo, right?
I honestly don't remember. I don't remember.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy these new figures, and I really need to get off of the new figures.
William got the Universal Monsters kids from Super 7.
Oh, okay,
Really?
that's
Although
cool.
that's the Ben Cooper Halloween
Fiddle
costume ones.
chips,
Fiddle chips. Are most figures even toys anymore? No kids are playing with them. No, they're not. They're adult collectibles.
and they say adult collectibles on it.
Yeah.
If you look at it at the bottom, it said adult collectibles. It sometimes it'll say for ages 14 and up or something like that, but it's adult collectibles.
Yeah, for your 14-year-olds that are still playing with dollies.
Yeah, Super 7
Coming
figures.
to Ollie's near you.
Yeah.
Yep. Because the Ollie's is the modern equivalent of KB toy stores. I've said with the red line pricing and the blowout clearance, because that's all they used to do, just buy up stuff that was dying
I,
and throw it out on clearance. And fair enough, most toys ended up on clearance,
yeah.
but they still sold.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
still
They
sold.
still sold. And if they had an
Still
Ollie's near
sold.
us, I would probably go in there a couple of times a week.
Another toy I could show on what did the collectors call? Could
Yes.
be that Gregory.
Nobody want to see that.
People go nuts when they see that Gregory because they know what it is,
Mm-mm.
and they're like, "Oh my god, it's in the box! You have a Gregory in the box?" I'm like, yeah, man, I
Nobody
have a
want to see
Gregory
that.
in the box. But that's something else I could show. But they again, because somebody had suggested it, a few people had suggested it actually,
But
but trying to get on that show. But I mean, all you can do is put in the application and
yeah,
wait and see.
and you did,
Yeah.
and they called you and then said that we'll call you back.
Yeah, they contacted. They sent me a reply, but haven't heard anything since. And also, it's a matter of where they're going to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
they
may not be
travel
headed. They
around.
may not be headed this way.
Super 7. Oh, they had a bionic woman.
Oh, the 3 3/4 inch, the
Garbage Pail
reaction.
app, and Jamie looked like she was holding.
Where was she holding water?
Got rid of them. They did. I don't remember seeing that. They must have did a reaction
That was a
figure.
while back. It was
Oh, okay.
reaction figures. It
Okay.
was reaction figures.
Horror figures of your own. Do you have any horror figures?
Well, you've got the Diamond Select
Mm-hmm.
8-inch or Mego like Universal Monsters.
And I got a bunch of the NECA horror figures.
She's got the Twilight Zone from
Mm-hmm.
what was it, Big Bang
Biff
Pow,
Bang.
and
Yeah,
the Outer Limits.
and from Sideshow.
Yeah, and the Sideshow,
Mm-hmm.
the 1/6 scale she
Yeah.
has.
And I got the Sideshow Universal Monsters 1/6 scale. And I got NECA
She got a
horror
blowout on those too because somebody had they had them at the
at the show.
Joe Fest. It was
Yes,
at the Joe
it was at
Fest,
the Joe
and he
Fest.
had almost a whole line of them,
Yeah,
and what, like 6 or 7,
yeah.
something like that.
And I've been wanting to get it because
And
actually,
he
if
bundled it real
yeah,
cheap.
yeah, real cheap.
Yeah.
And those sideshow 1/6 scale universal monsters are under $100. If you go on eBay, you can find them
Yeah.
sometimes in the $50 or below. Sometimes you'll
Yeah.
find people that have them on bids or buy it now for 35 to $50. And they have more than just the universal monsters. They got, if you like Buffy and a couple of other things.
They did weird stuff. They did Hogan's Heroes.
Hmm.
They did Monty Python and the Holy Grail. They had a few things that they had done in that stretch,
Oh,
in that
okay.
time period.
Yeah, yeah. So
And they're cheap now because that's one of the big problems with the modern 6 scale too. When the next new thing comes along and the
hmm
sculpt's a hair better,
yeah.
nobody gives a damn about the other stuff and they sell it out cheap.
Yeah, and I really wanted a 1/6 scale Universal Monster set, and I thought Mondo was going to do that when they did the Creature from the Black Lagoon, but
They
that's
never got
all
past
they
the
did.
creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, finally I'll get a 1/6 scale Universal Monster. So I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna get the whole thing. They're gonna put it out, but they didn't. But
Yeah.
then I looked it up, and Sideshow had them, and they're fairly cheap. Like I said, you can find them almost $50 each, or some a lot of times below because they're not moving.
Yeah.
People for whatever reason don't want them.
Well, like I said, next new thing comes along, another
Yeah,
better looking or better
yeah.
sculpt. Plus, I mean, the again, just like what we discussed with the Star Wars, the earlier the better for a lot of collectors.
Mhm.
They'd rather spend an arm and a leg on the old Remcos
Mhm.
or something like that, or unused uh, Aurora model kits or something. They don't want to. The new stuff will just keep coming.
Yeah.
NECA
Yeah.
would keep cranking them out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Or Mezco was doing it for a little while. Mezco was making them at 12. They did the Frankenstein.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay. And then Sideshow also did them on a card. The ones I have are in the box.
Yeah.
They also had some carded figures, and I didn't care for that as much. I like the boxed figures. Um, but yeah, if you look, you'll find them. And David is saying he's just proving that he got experience with Super 7.
Yeah.
And in his opinion,
They're not
they're
that
crap.
great. Yeah.
I have never taken any of my Super 7s out of the box. I have a lot of stuff from Super 7. I bought everything they had, Masters of the Universe, when they were doing that. I bought their Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I've bought their
Thundercats.
Thundercats. And now I have the reactions of
Sesame
Sesame Street and Richard Scarry. And all of them are still packaged, and that's the way they're going to be. So for me, they look good. And and I bought the Toxic Crusader. They look fine to me. I mean, I know they got problems, but I don't take them out the box, so they're gonna be right there. Tons of great figures made by Sideshow back in the 2000s. Yeah, a lot. And I think people sleep on Sideshow 6 scale figures because they
Yeah.
think
The early ones.
Yeah, they think Sideshow only do statues, but they did action figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they still, currently, I think they're only really doing Star Wars in 6 scale figures.
Mm.
Nostalgic says Zika $6 million man reaction size figures were better made than the Super 7. And Munin said the benefit of collecting vintage toys, they don't fall apart when you look at them. Golly.
Just Super 7, Toxic Crusaders, and Conan, maybe Mars Attacks. That's it for me on 7.
Phil Chip said, what do you think the future of collectible toys? No memories, no nostalgia, no future collectors.
No. We actually did a video talking about that exact thing. I personally don't believe in 20 years, the kids today in 2024, in 20 years would be what, 2044. I don't think they're going to want anything. I don't think they're gonna. They might want the older stuff. They're definitely not gonna want this NECA and Super 7 and whatever else is out there. This
Uh-huh.
modern day Mattel and Hasbro and stuff like that. I just don't see it
Yeah, it's
because they
hard to
don't.
say.
You don't see kids in the toy aisles. You don't see them at the shows, and it's been kids at shows, and they always saying, "Mom, can we leave now? Daddy, can we leave now?" And that's happened a couple times,
Yeah.
and I just don't see it.
Chris there says Sideshow does horror. That's right.
Yeah.
And they mentioned the Beetlejuice. Yeah,
Oh
we
yeah,
showed that a
that's
couple of
right.
weeks back. Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
we showed that on the roundup. So
Yeah.
they do that from they do that from time to time, and they
Yeah.
do make 6 scale figures of their own intellectual properties
Oh, do
because of the
they?
statues of those they've got that one line of horror like characters.
I think I remember what you're
Yeah,
talking
and
about.
they I forget what
It's
they
like a
called.
lot of women and
Yeah,
stuff.
I forget what they call, but they
Yeah.
do high end 6 scale figures of those characters
Yeah.
occasionally. Munin says anime will hold up. Of course you
K
do.
yeah, K Muni think anime is gonna rule the world. Um and take over
Oh,
TV, radio, comic books, and everything else. So memories is a killer.
no
Yeah.
Toys R Us.
Well, all toy stores, toy
All retail
aisles.
stores are going away. A
Yeah.
lot of them. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Specialty stores are fading.
No more record shops.
Yeah, not like we were accustomed to. Not like we were accustomed to. Like again, a record store in our days. You know, nowadays you go in Walmart and they have a section. It's about 5 feet wide.
Yeah.
When we were kids, the record store was the size of Walmart.
Yeah.
You know,
We were in Best Buy, what, a couple weeks ago? Well, about a week ago.
and they had a 5 foot section of records.
And you know what I found interesting? And I didn't notice this until I bought a record, a modern record off of Amazon because I really wanted this artist. But
Okay.
it was an Amazon exclusive. And I'm like, it's a record. Why is it an exclusive? And then we went to Best Buy and they had a record section. They actually had some decent records, and I bought some, and one of them was a Best Buy exclusive, and
Yeah.
I'm like, now we make an exclusive of records.
Yeah, because that's what it's reduced to, and that's why people argue with me like vinyl's not dead because such and such sold out. Yeah, they only pressed 800 of them. You know, it's not like when we were kids and like what was it? Nirvana's Nevermind album
Hmm.
sold 30 million copies the first year.
But
You know what I mean? Seriously.
something that I admit I honestly don't know this, so that's why I'm saying it because I don't understand when, okay, let's say in 2000, when you said this person has a new record, you meant they have a physical record tape CD and it has 14 songs on it. And they
Uh-huh.
sold 50 million of that. So now when they say so and so got a new song out and it sold 4 million units, it's just that song. That's all that.
And it
And
didn't
I don't,
sell anything. It just means that it was streamed 4 million
yeah.
times
And
and
I'm
they
like,
made like no money anyway.
and it's like, that's how is that impressive or how is that a thing?
It's
Because
not.
all you sold and you didn't really sell was Quarter to Dead.
Court of the Dead is the name of that property from
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
because I
oh.
couldn't remember the
Yeah, yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that is because they actually sold the apple. Because you remember they used to show the apple for scale, and then they made the apple
Yeah, because
and
people kept
sold it.
asking.
Yeah, they carved it up into some face and
Yeah.
sold it. Okay, yeah, Quarter to Dead. But they sell like or they count how many times those songs were streamed, and it's like, yeah, but it's one song, it's not the whole record. When you
There
said,
is no whole record.
right, when you
Yeah.
said Michael Jackson sold 50 million copies, he sold the whole record with 14 songs on
or
it,
however
or
many. Yeah,
however many
yeah,
songs.
yeah,
But it was you held something in your hand. You held a record, a tape, a CD, a 8 track, or something, and you went to the store. You bought that, and that's what was sold.
yeah,
So it's just weird when you hear these things on the TV now, and they're saying, oh, so and so had a new, and they say album, but it's a song. A new song just dropped,
yeah. Big deal.
and it sold 4 million units. And it's like, what's a unit? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, they're
And
talking about Spotify streams when they say that. That's what
yes, it's
yeah.
always safe to vent here because
Yeah.
we don't care.
As long as we stick to various forms of collecting,
Yeah, and we don't get vulgar.
comics, toys, action figures, vinyl
Thing
records. You
that
know,
sells in many stores. You're right about that, K Beauty.
can't, yeah, you
Um,
can't let it go. And Chris says future collecting probably become very niche. So many collectors saying they got into the hobby for the wrong reasons and purchased many lines and scales
mm,
because of the hype. And
yeah.
you find that more often with modern stuff though. And then people get frustrated and then they want to sell it all and they dump it into the market. You see that. I've seen it with NECA collectors, Funko Pop
Yeah.
collectors. I've seen it with Hasbro Classifieds and Black Series Star Wars figures where people are trying, and they get fed up because they can't find stuff, or because
Mm-hmm.
or they get pissed off. A big one was the Crimson Twins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and no one could find them. Then they turned up at Ollie's for like $4.99 a piece, and then people are like, "Durr, that's it," you know.
Yeah,
And then,
that's
but
why I got out of it.
they don't. And many people get so disenfranchised, they'll sell everything they got and take a hit
I
because
don't sell nothing.
you won't get your money back on that.
Yeah, when I stopped buying NECA
Hmm.
Ninja Turtles, I didn't sell a one. I just quit buying and I
Yeah,
stopped where I was. And then I moved solely to Super 7 Ninja Turtles because you could buy it online and you were guaranteed to get it
yeah,
basically. And that's all I want. I just wanted the figure and I was willing to wait because you had to pre-order it, of course, and then you had to wait what about 6 months, 6 7 months, and then you were going to get it. But now you can find them in the stores, and I don't care no more.
that's because of
Um,
all that artificial demand. Is
yeah,
what it's literally artificial demand
hmm,
because they short pack on purpose to mess you up.
yeah,
Again, when we were younger, an exclusive could be found.
yeah,
KB used to have a ton of them because they had a deal with Toy Biz.
hmm,
Tons of the Marvel exclusives, especially the X-Men stuff. And it was just a color variants, the
hmm,
same figures, color variants. But if you went to a KB, it was there.
hmm.
It was always there. It wasn't you have to go to 8 different Targets driving around for 6 hours and they still don't have the Cobra Island figures. That did not happen.
Meyer only sells six Taylor Swift records. No other music, DVDs, movies, Blu-rays, video games.
Says
Nobody
William.
sells video games.
Yeah.
Now we got DVDs, Blu-rays, and stuff. And I saw a handful of CDs in Walmart. It's insane how companies are destroying themselves. No physical media. What games are they playing? They're playing that game of we want to get ourselves out of business. What they're doing
Yeah,
because
it looks
people
like
want to
it.
hold that stuff in their hand like I do. Good luck to those pop collectors unloading all that.
There's more of them out there than you realize.
Hot toys almost destroyed my love for collecting because of how much they are, and I love 12 scale figures much
Hmm.
more. Hot toys was getting in the way too much of it, and I
It
hated
says
it.
Blue Splash, and they're very expensive.
At least Monster High dolls.
Monster High. And Chris says, "What do you guys think about the outrageous prices of the new statues, specifically PCS and third scale?" Yeah, that
We stopped showing. David stopped showing
I stopped showing them
statues.
because a they are extremely expensive.
Yes.
And B, because after doing some reviews, and also she has some statues from various companies, we found many of them to be very poor quality overall.
I
Despite
don't
that,
know about that
yeah,
poor quality part
Iron
now.
Studios.
Okay. Iron
Iron
Studios.
Studios will shock you how badly they're constructed,
That is
and they are
true.
expensive.
But now Iron Studios only do that 12 scale statues.
And who's that? PCS, the ones that
PCS
did.
is not amazing.
They're not that amazing.
They're not
For
amazing.
what they charge.
If
And that He-Man with that vinyl sword, man, that pissed me off. You know, all I mean, the He-Man, he looks so great, and then you cement that baldric to his chest and attach vinyl straps to it, and they're all like drooping and hanging on him because it's not tight enough.
yes,
You
I
may as
agree.
well have just sculpted the whole damn thing.
I agree.
And then you've got they give him a vinyl axe and a vinyl sword,
That is true.
and they do not stay straight.
No.
The sword is all bent, and it looks like plastic. It looks like gray plastic, and I'm like, wow, what a piece of crap. You know, you
No.
couldn't give us a die cast sword. The Lionel from Sideshow had a die cast sword,
It did.
and it looks fine.
Yes. Now I must
Oh,
admit,
get
if
me
you
going.
want good quality statues, I hate to say it, but you got to get an XM Studio or a Queen Studio statue.
No, they made me mad too.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. All right. When we did the Queen Studio unboxing.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is expensive as hell. Molded shoelaces.
Oh, come on. It's shoelaces.
Molded shoelaces. But their other statue, real shoelaces looped through the aglets on the shoe. And
one was Queen and one was XM.
And I'm like, what the hell is this? This is I mean, you went through all the trouble, rooted hair, all these things that you did, a silicone overlay on the face, hand painted, molded shoelaces. Honest to God, that's all I can see every time I look at that damn statue is those shoelaces.
You looking at the wrong thing.
I'm looking at the right thing because that's unacceptable. And then what was it? Who's the other one? Prime Studios.
Yeah, Prime One.
Yeah, Prime One Studios with the magnetic insert hands, and the hands, the flesh tone on the hands don't match the arms at all. They don't match. That's, ooh, you get me going.
Anyway, David just wanted to say that he really appreciates these live streams because it's great therapy. He can vent, he can rant, and we don't care. You can vent, you can rant all you want as long as you don't get vulgar. And you don't talk about people and put people down.
Don't be mean.
Yeah, don't be mean and talk about people and put people down.
William says Walmart still has video games.
Yeah, they got video games all locked up in that case.
Yeah. Munin says you could find store exclusives, just has to be Funko Pops. Yeah. Once upon a time you couldn't.
You couldn't at one time. Now you can find them all day. You can find the convention exclusives there now. 2 years ago they still sitting there.
Blue Splash wants to know where you got the Mondo Lionel.
No, I didn't get no Mondo Lionel. I'm not getting nothing else.
You got the Mondo.
Not Lionel.
Yeah. The 15-inch ones. They made those.
That's that wasn't Mondo.
Who made that?
Wasn't it Mezco?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mezco made that. No, didn't
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
A new
okay,
one.
That's right. I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
No,
I got it mixed up.
Yeah.
No, she didn't order that.
No, I'm not ordering no more. I mean, anything else I get is one more figure that I want from Mondo, and that's Mr. Freeze. If they re-release Mr. Freeze, I'm getting the Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
That's it. I'll have all of the Batman animated series. I got Batman, Joker. I have the Clayface, Man Bat, and I ordered the Bane, and the Bane ain't got here yet. And I'm getting the Mr. Freeze if they get a Mr. Freeze. If they re-release the Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
Because I wanted those
All
and I
right.
missed them.
I'm not mad at you.
I think Blitzway does a decent. Blitzway and Prime One or Blitzway and XM are the same. I think it's
Well, they
Blitzway.
collaborate a lot.
Yeah, they're about the same.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then Legends said the only reason they don't bother getting an analog clock is because they always break down in under 2 months.
Okay.
An analog clock.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to get a vintage one.
Yeah.
That's your problem. You got to get a vintage analog clock, and then that thing will run forever and ever and ever. But that's the issue.
Mm.
That's the issue. But anyways, with that, we're close to 3 hours. That's long enough. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start signing off.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody who joined us here this evening. We hope you had a good time. Hope you got something out of it. Special thanks to the people that made a donation to the channel. Helps out a lot. Oh, Dreamer was there.
Oh, hello.
Didn't say hello to Dreamer.
Yeah, how you doing, Dreamer?
But yeah, made a donation to the channel. Helps a lot, especially with dealing with all the shelter cats that we take care of. Means a lot.
Yes.
So we'll go ahead and we'll sign off, and we will not be able to do this next week because we're going to be working with Joe Lanta.
Yes.
And we'll be there all 3 days, but we should be providing a lot of content from the Joe Lanta.
Yes. So that'll be cool.
So